Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Friday.
Yep.
It's my favorite show of the week.
Yep. Yeah, because this is the show where we drink and interact and we can talk about anything. It's basically Open Lines Friday.
Yeah, it was just really fun.
Yep, we can it could be anything. We could talk about anything. Of course, you can inspire the direction of the conversation by your fucking crazy ass comments in the comment section.
Sure. I mean, you know.
I see Motorcycle Zach in there. Buell Zach on the Buell is in there.
And Gay Zach is in there.
Gay Zach and Buell Zach. Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody has to. Well, you know, when people have the same name, you have to.
Yeah.
You have to designate.
Yeah. Buell Zach, we were talking today. He's getting ready to come down here for Bike Week.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's coming up soon, huh?
Yeah, he's gonna meet up with me at the Oasis. I might ride back with him to see what's happening at Bike Week in Daytona. Yeah, Daytona's how far from Eustis?
It's about an hour-ish.
Oh, is that far?
Hour and maybe hour and 15.
Okay. I thought it was about a half hour.
No, because I worked in Daytona, remember? And
Yeah.
it took about an hour. It takes about an hour to get there.
Yeah, but it's not a boring ride. It seems to go by pretty fast.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
You know.
Another thing up there, Buell Zach is on the way. The Cabbage Patch is there.
Yeah.
You can stop at the Cabbage Patch. That's the fucking the Astrodome of fucking biker bars there. That place is fucked up.
Yeah, it's been there like forever.
Been there forever. Yeah.
I can hear your thing. It's like I can hear our voices like talking like
I
5
can't
seconds
hear it.
behind.
You can't hear.
I can hear it.
You got that super hearing.
I don't though. I'm actually
Yeah.
kind of deaf, but I can just hear like coming from over there at the
He said he's
table.
got all week up there. Okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Chris will probably be around on his fucking Triumph Rocket 3 fucking super bike. It looks like something out of damn Akira. It's fucking wild. He's got that. He's got a big dog. Got a big dog chopper.
I'll have to run up to the Oasis and hang out with you for.
Yeah.
I don't usually go up there much because I gotta drive. I don't gotta.
Yeah,
like-
Jen will be with me probably. She wants to
But-
come.
Yeah, he was up there. You were up at Oasis, not yesterday, but the day before yesterday.
Yeah.
What was it, Wednesday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, I don't have really any two-up riders. Everything I have is a solo rider. So she's got to come in a car.
Yeah. So he usually just goes up there and says he's up there, so and then I just
Yeah.
drive up there. It's not that far.
Uh-uh.
But, you know. Bartender Amy is wondering where I was.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, she's trying to get in the middle of a Tom and Jenny sandwich.
She's not ashamed of it either.
No.
She's just like...
She'll show pictures and shit.
And it's funny because she actually lives across the street from us.
Yeah. She's seen some of the stuff that we make, so the video, I showed it to her, and she's like, "Damn, I'm getting hot."
I was like, she's gonna be crawling in our window.
She said,
she knows where we live.
She said, "You tell Jen, y'all know that I just live across the street from you. I ain't got nothing to do. I'll show her. If you come to the Oasis, she'll be there.
She seems like she's always working there.
Yeah,
Every time I go there, she's there.
Yeah, I'll show her to you.
Oh my god, so funny. Yeah, there's some people whose names I haven't seen in a while. Karen's here, listening from the UK whilst babysitting my 3-week-old grandson. Holy crap, that's a little baby. Hey, I feel like I haven't seen you around in a while. Maybe you have been, but maybe I just didn't see the name in the chat. Danny says, "What's the temperature in Florida right now?"
It's like 70.
No, not right now. It's not. My computer says it's 48, but I don't know if that's accurate. It was actually kind of warm today because Tom went out on a ride and I think it was like 70 degrees.
Yeah. That's Amy.
Yeah. Yeah, she lives across the street, like on the farm across the street.
Yeah.
Across the street from our neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I kept telling her, it's like, I said, you keep showing her like the porn and stuff. She's gonna like come over here. Like,
Yeah, she loves Jen. She loves Jen. She is so pretty. I'm gonna get some of that. She's the type that you'd be in fucking bed, you hear her knocking on a window.
That's what
I'm coming in there, y'all. Move aside. Y'all move aside.
Because she does.
She does.
She just lives right there.
Yeah, she does right there. I got some other fucking funny shit in her.
It's just like
Yeah.
fucking funny. I can't see it.
That's her. It's all natural.
All that. Yeah, she's funny as shit.
Yeah. See, there was another one that I had of her where I was fucking sitting there drinking and she was fucking with me. Remember that? I think it's in here somewhere.
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
Let's see if I can find it. I might not have it anymore.
What was she doing?
This might be it right here. This is it right here.
I can't see it. Oh, okay.
I think. Yeah. She's over my fucking shoulder in there.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I think
fucking trying to strip and shit.
I think you should.
Yeah. Sitting there taking a video, drinking, and she's over my shoulder fucking stripping.
Yeah, that's really funny.
She's hilarious.
She's very funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you've never been to Bike Week, have you?
Well, no, I've been to Bike Week, but local Bike Week.
But not
Daytona Bike
not
Week.
Daytona Bike Week.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of had to go because I lived there. So,
from the local riders here, kind of see Bike Week as like tourist time. They don't so much go to Daytona usually. They'll go to their local biker hangouts, and guys ride through there too.
Yeah.
And then they might take a ride up there and just show up, pass through. Maybe they'll stop for an hour and drink a little bit, but then they come right back to their local bar.
Yeah.
Because their local bars, the locals are there.
Yeah, that's what everybody they know and stuff.
Right. We see y'all as invaders. We live there.
Well, I think, like a lot of people in Daytona, because like I said, I grew up in Daytona. I was born there. So I wasn't a biker or nothing. My dad kind of was for a little bit, but let me see. Gabrielle says, hey, I love you guys. We love you too.
Thank you.
And Karen also says, hi, love you guys. She's the one that's watching the baby.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. She's been here before.
Gabrielle sounds familiar.
Yeah, Gabrielle Marie. Yeah, I've seen the name in the chat before.
Yeah.
We're all friends here in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Buellzak says, hell yeah, I'm excited to meet you guys. My wife has been checking out your content too. She loves the topics.
Who said this?
Buellzak.
Oh, Buellzak. Okay, yeah.
Listen to what I'm telling you.
Hold on, I'm going to go to all messages. Yeah. If she's coming? He said she was coming?
Well, I don't know. He just said my wife's been checking out the content. Yeah. And I think I said, I put in on Patreon and shit like that. Because normally I would do a poll, like for whatever next week's topic is going to be. But I think I brought this up before because our listener Mutt has sent us 2 books about this particular case. We're going to do a show about that like next week. So I didn't do a poll this weekend, but I'll go back to doing polls next week. Because I was like, if you went to all the trouble to send the books, then I got to read those and you know what I mean.
As soon as my Instagram starts working, this fucking phone, I just reset it. It's acting crazy. I'm gonna show some of Zach Buell's fucking bikes and some of his riding.
Zombie Morning says, greetings from Mexico. Love your movie reviews.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we got a couple of pretty important show fans from Mexico, namely Khan of Aztlan. I've been friends with him online for years now. We trade pictures of girls' booties a lot, and it pisses our wives off.
Well, as it would.
Hey man, it's a Latino thing, you know what I mean? They go, hey man, have you seen that ass?
Here's
Yeah, I haven't seen that. It's the roundness, the firm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a whole.
Yeah, it's just a thing we do. Growing up in Brazil, it seeped into me.
It's kind of like when you go in the grocery store and like feel the melons. And
yeah, feel the melons. Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's that kind of thing. Yeah, Zach. Buellzak says no, his wife's not coming.
Okay.
So, well, you boys are gonna get in all kind of trouble there in Daytona. All kind of trouble.
All right.
Like I said, I can come up to Oasis and hang out for a little bit, but I'm not driving all the way to fucking Daytona. Fuck that. I'm from there.
Trying to find some cool videos. Zach. That's Zach's fucking 1190. I believe that's the one you bought, right, Zach? I think that's the 1190. I think it's a Buell 1190. Yeah, it is. He's got a little fucking creature on it.
Got a little creature.
Yeah, and he's got a, it's all carbon. That's like a carbon edition. And that was a fucking badass bike. And there he is riding it.
See, that's cool.
Yeah. I got to get my camera set up. I got 2 action cams.
Yeah, you got all kind of cameras. Yeah. I don't know why you don't already.
Yeah. Yeah. And Buell-Zach also has a Buell XB12 SS. I got an XB9 SX and a XB9R, XB12R that I converted into a lightning bolt, which is the front of it is a R and the back of it is a S. You have to know the models to know what I'm talking about, but it's a good custom. There's more of Zach. Looks like he's got the camera mounted on the rear. I know it's on somebody's helmet. Okay. Yep. Where's the I want to find his SS.
Let me I need a pen because somebody recommended something for a show. I need to write it down. Go over here for a second.
There's Zach on his SS. Those are fun, man. I got that same bike. It's just shorter in 1,000 cc's. That's a 1,200 he's got. I got that same motor, that 1,200, in my other bike.
Jeff Yarrett says, love your in-depth on Epstein. That show did come out good, didn't it? Have you thought of looking into the Alex Murdaugh case? Seems like a lot to unpack with that whole family. I have not, but I'm going to write that down, and we will do a show about that eventually. But yeah, I was like, I can't believe it took us that long to do the show, the Epstein show. But
well, we had other things on the list, and people were voting for other things.
Yeah, I mean, it came out good, though. I really like how it came out. I was worried because I was like, oh my god, this is an enormous fucking case, and it's going to take 5 fucking hours to talk about, which it almost did. That show ended up being, 4 hours long? Yeah. But we covered everything.
And we pretty much used the official information, the official approved information. That way we couldn't really get in any trouble. I did throw in my opinions, and I think Jen threw in some of her opinions of what it all was. I believe it was a very high-end international intelligence operation to get dirt on people and to gain control over science. It looked like science is what they were targeting. All the universities and shit.
Zach says, the new season of True Detective is out. Yeah, I saw that. Jodie Foster is the main character, and it takes place in Alaska. Episode 2 comes out tonight, I think. Yeah, I've been wanting to start that. But see, I thought they dropped it all at once. But I guess now everybody's doing the thing where, in the old days, where they would just do 1 episode a week or whatever. Because I kind of like to binge it, I know a lot of people don't, but...
How many 1190 RSs are there, Zach? There's less than 200, I think, huh? Because I think it got... I think you need 100 to become homogulated, or whatever they call it. I think there's probably less than 200 of them.
And then
it's a rare and expensive motorcycle.
They're talking about the subspecies movies, which that's I really need to get into. I really like the first one, but I don't think I've seen any of the sequels. I might have seen the second one, but a long time ago.
Zach said there's 135 of them. Okay, yeah.
But yeah, Tammy said she has all the subspecies movies. We should probably review at least the first one of these days, because I don't think that we've done any of the subspecies movies, and I really like the first one. So you know what I mean? I think I brought it up on my... Oh, that's another thing. I actually finally finished editing my History of Horror Movies video today. So I'm going to give it a watch tomorrow, or at least kind of go through it and make sure I didn't fuck anything up, because it's long and it's complicated, so it's I'm not really sure if something got fucked up or misplaced or something while I was editing it. So I'm going to kind of just make sure it's okay. So I should be able to put it up tomorrow. It ended up being 2 hours and 11 minutes. Yeah. And I think it came out good, I think. But you know what I mean? I worked really hard on it. Like I said, I've been talking about doing it. I was going to put it up on Halloween, and obviously that did not happen. And then I was going to put it up on Christmas. Then I was going to put it up on New Year's, and that didn't work either. But it's finally done, I think. So yeah. Danny says, I just saw a decent 1972 made-for-TV thriller movie called Crawl Space. Yeah, did we review that? Wait,
Klaus Kinski.
Is that the Klaus Kinski one?
Yeah.
Because I know that there's 2 movies called that. We reviewed the Crawl Space that had Klaus Kinski in it. Which that motherfucker is like just creepy and everything. He didn't have to do anything. He just like stands in your movie and you're just like, ugh, you know what I mean?
He was creepy.
Yeah, he's fucking creepy, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And like, I heard he wasn't that great of a person either. You know? I still need to watch that fucking documentary about him and Werner Herzog.
Didn't Klaus Kinski have some questionable relationships with the daughter or something? Wasn't that him?
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. I think she did accuse him of that later on.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I don't know. I wasn't there, but it wouldn't really surprise me all that much. You know what I mean? He comes across as like super, super creepy. Super creepy. But yeah, I've been wanting to watch the new True Detective, but maybe I'll just wait till they're all out so I can watch them all at once. Because like I said, I like to binge. I like to just kind of put them on and like leave them on and watch them all night. You know what I mean? But for some reason, and I think we brought this up before, like on the last Sidetrack show when we were talking about, you know, Tom being in Mississippi and stuff. And we got into that TV show, that HGTV show, Hometown, that's set in Laurel, Mississippi, where they like go and renovate houses and stuff. And there's like 8 seasons of it, and it's all on Max. And we've just been watching those. Those are great, actually. Yeah, I really like the couple that does it. It's a married couple, and they basically just like, you know, people are moving to the town, to Laurel, Mississippi, and they want an old house, so they, you know, show them the houses, and then they buy one, and then they renovate it.
Yeah.
And man, some of the shit, actually the one we saw last night, which I think was from season 1 or season 2. I think it's season 2. They moved the house.
Picked it up, moved it.
They picked it up and moved it because it belonged to this girl. Like it belonged to her great grandma, I think.
My dad grew up there. My granddad grew up there. I think my great grandfather grew up there in Laurel, Mississippi. And then I was there pretty much every summer of my life until I was old enough to leave home and go to the Army. And now my dad moved. Well, he moved to Heidelberg, which is only like 14 miles outside there in a little German town. He was the last white guy there, and fucking died. It was a few weeks back now, and that's where I picked up all my black cousins. Because fucking they were taking care of my dad. They fucking took real good care of him.
Like all his neighbors and stuff.
Yeah, all the neighbors. And one of the Keisha was his main caregiver through the state, basically. And I think she did some stuff at the hospital too. And she'd come and see him every day, make sure everything was good. And Keisha was fucking great. And her sister lived across the street from my dad, Clarice.
She was she of the turkey necks.
Yeah,
she was the one that brought.
I told so many stories about Mississippi over the fucking years on this channel. People think maybe I'm bullshitting. No, everything I said, you can see it right there in that television program. Hometown. Everything that I say, it'll eventually appear. Even the Choctaw Indians will appear. Last time there was a Choctaw girl and her fucking husband, and they were the ones that moved the house. It was her grandmother.
It was her great-grandmother's house.
Yeah.
And she inherited it.
Yeah.
And I guess they couldn't keep it on that same land because someone else had bought that land or something like that. So she wanted to move it. It cost. You know what? They said it cost $15,000 to move it. I was like, that's it's not cheap, obviously, but that was cheaper than I imagined that it would be. And then they spent, I think $85,000 like renovating it, and it looked fantastic when they were done.
Yeah.
Like they always, like the couple, they have a big crew and everything too, but they always do like a really good job.
Laurel, Mississippi is like Mayberry. It says it right there in the beginning of that damn program. It's like Mayberry.
Yeah.
Heidelberg was black Mayberry.
Yeah.
It wasn't black when I was a little kid, but all the white people died, and the young white people moved away, and black people moved in, and it's mostly like 2-parent families. And they got a really nice high school there, and it's like kind of in a way going back in time. It's like being in the 1950s. But imagine a parallel universe 1950s where almost everybody is black. And they're doing parades and, fucking cheerleaders and football
it's
teams.
like small town America.
It's like small town America.
Out the wazoo.
It's extremely just American as shit. No crime. Just good country people. They tend to be pious. There's a lot of churches. They go to church and stuff. And, you know, it's just it's a side of America that you'll never see on television. That doesn't make money.
Except for that show.
Yeah, except for that show.
Which has been on for 8 years.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been on for 8 years. But I'm talking about when, you know, they're not going to make movies about that. They're going to consider that too boring. But
well, I don't know. They have made movies about that.
Yeah. Maybe.
But you know what I mean. It's just kind of like, I don't know. I just really like that show. I've always kind of liked home renovation shows. Like where they just take some kind of shitty. And I really like that they're trying to, because they're usually, these houses are from the early 20th century, and they're usually trying to like at least modernize them, obviously, but they're trying to like restore them to the way that they would have looked back then. You know, so they're going back to the original hardwood floors. They're, you know, doing the craftsman color schemes and all that kind of stuff, which I think is really cool. So they, you know, they always do like a really good job on it, and they tell you like how much it costs and all that other kind of stuff. Zach says Tom's gonna love the new True Detective because the writer-director said she was inspired by The Thing when writing it, and she was a protege of Guillermo del Toro, I think, too. Yeah, I mean, I've liked all of True Detective that I've seen. So, Gramthars says, sorry to hear your dad died. My mom died a year ago this week.
All right, that's Clarice's husband is Joey Tribble. That's their son, and that's in Heidelberg. I'm just going to show you just what it's like. And I'll show you. It should be a picture of Clarice and Joey. But his son is like the most popular guy in the high school. He had cool hair and shit, dreads, tall, about 6 feet tall. Just kind of gave off that damn alpha energy. His dad was like, yeah, all the girls are after him. And I said, he needs money. Because when you get out of high school, man, all your damn fucking status gets reset to zero, man. You're going to fight against the 30-year-olds. He's like, yeah, I'm trying to get him to go to Ole Miss. That's the university there.
Just don't knock any girls up.
Yeah, that's what I told him. I told him that. So you better not get any girls pregnant around here.
Wrap it, son.
Yeah. Looking.
Because you don't want that.
Yeah.
You don't want that mess.
He considered my dad to be his uncle, because ever since he was a little kid, my dad take him out fishing and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, did you hear what I said? Gramthars said that he was sorry about your dad.
Yeah.
And said my mom died a year ago this week.
Yeah. Actually, what happened to my dad? That was the best place for him. I mean, he was sick. He had to go. He did not like what condition he was in.
Yeah.
He was ready to go. He was like, "Let me die." He was yelling. He wouldn't say that around us, but when we weren't visiting him, he'd be calling out to the nurses, "Let me die, damn it."
Yeah. He wasn't having any fun, was he?
No. He couldn't do what he wanted to do anymore.
Right. I'd say I can't blame him. Like, if I was just, like, stuck in bed and couldn't do anything anymore. Like, couldn't see, couldn't hear, couldn't write, couldn't do anything
well,
like that.
Well, he had lung cancer, and his heart was failing, and he had real bad diabetes. He was lucky to live to 77. That's a full life. That's within life expectancy.
I mean, considering the Southern diet.
Yeah, of his generation.
And considering all of the medical issues that he had.
Yeah.
I'm actually quite surprised that he lived that long.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, when he got the bypass, the triple bypass,
I wasn't sure he was going to make it then.
I didn't think he was going to make it then.
Yeah.
And that was a few years ago.
Yeah.
So, but he pulled right through that. And then he was okay for a couple of years, and then he just started declining.
Yeah.
And he was just, every time Tom would call him, he'd be like, he just didn't feel good, and he couldn't do anything, and, you know.
That's them. That's Joey. And that's Clarice, and that's their son. I forgot what his name was. I just met him at one time. It was the one with the cool hair. It was like the getting all the girls.
Getting all the girls.
Getting all the girls, yeah.
Yeah, it's been... I mean, I think I said on...
And Joey is a Mason. He's in the Masonic Lodge there, and he's also in the Army. So you're trying to see if I could get it down. You keep talking.
Oh, well, no, because then you'll...
All right, no, it's fine.
Then you'll just, like, interrupt, and I'll have to go over there, and you know what I mean.
There he is. There's Joe in his uniform. Sergeant first class. Yeah.
But yeah, what I was going to say was that, you know, it hasn't been a great couple months, I guess. I mean, your dad died. My stepdad died a couple days ago. My grandma died about a month ago, month and a half, something like that. My uncle died. One of my uncles, I have a lot of them, but one of my uncles died. And that was only a week or two after my grandma died. So, you know, hasn't been too fun. I'm just gonna, I'm not real sure about, I might go see my mom. I want you to come with me, though, because I don't like driving she lives out in the middle of nowhere, like in the Ocala National Forest. And there's no cell service, or the cell service out there is, like, real spotty. So I'm not a big fan of, like, driving out there by myself in that car, because if something happens, I'll be out in the middle of nowhere and I'll get murdered.
So when are we doing this?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on. My sister's coming down from Atlanta on Sunday, and she's going to stay there for a week, I think, but because, like I said, she can work remotely. But so I might just go like one day and like hang out. I'm not going to stay over or anything, but we'll see how it goes. Because like I said, she kind of lives out in the middle of nowhere, and I don't know what's going to happen now, you know. Danny says that crawl space film stars, wait a minute, the old priest from The Sentinel, yeah, that was a good movie, and the balloon knot inspector from the English film Let Sleeping Corpses Lie. Oh yeah, shit, I haven't seen that in a long time. AKA Living Dead at the Manchester Morgue. Yeah, I think I used to have that on VHS a long time ago, but I don't know what happened to it. I haven't seen that since I was very young. Murder Hornet's talking about you getting pegged again.
No, that's his fucking fantasy. Yeah, he wants to buy that video, but he didn't want to fucking pay for it. He wants. I saw these dudes want to come off and jerk off on me, but then they don't want to pay. See, I'm not that kind of hoe. I'm a hoe for pay.
Well, I mean, yeah, if you're gonna do that,
you have to pay.
At least we need some
money. And I'm talking motorcycle level money.
Yeah.
Yeah, motorcycle. I'm not talking about. I'm not cheap.
Sounds like cheap. It's like we're
drinking Coke and rum.
It's rum and Coke.
Rum and Coke, and I like it. I'm kind of getting a taste for it. Got that Bacardi Silver in there.
Yeah, we were changing it up.
It's kind of giving a nice smooth and buttery taste.
I don't know where you're getting buttery, but okay.
It's got kind of a buttery taste. The back end of that is nice and rich. Almost like a vanilla flavor or something.
Yeah, I'm getting vanilla. I'm not really getting buttery.
So well, yeah, that's not what I mean like that.
But yeah,
buttery.
It's just really funny because, like, 20 minutes before the show started, like, Tom's like, we don't have enough booze. Yeah. And I was like, oh shit, because I went in and made a drink, and I was like, that's probably enough. And I didn't really think about it.
We'll drink
but he's like, no, that's not enough. Yeah. He's
Friday show, we drink about a third of a bottle.
He's like, I'm going to go down and get some.
We'll drink a half a fifth of booze.
Well, it's Friday night. And we're not going out.
Yeah, we're not going anywhere
tonight, so, you know, Tom's been out on his motorcycle today for hours and hours.
Yeah.
Tooling around.
Yeah. Well, no, I stopped, too. I stopped off at Starbucks. Listened to a fucking couple heavy metal albums and shit.
Zach says, by the way, I was trying to pick Tom's brains earlier. I have an idea for a horror script about a federal bureau that investigates the paranormal. So yeah, I kind of like that idea. I know you sent me that script, and I haven't had time to read it yet, but I will read it, I promise. I got to read those 2 books, too. I got to do that this weekend, maybe. Or early next week. But, yeah, I don't know. Okay, is that the... Okay, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything.
Is that what?
Nothing. Nothing. Must be nice to ride. Well, I mean, where's he at?
He must be up north. Yeah, it's probably cold. Yeah, he's up north.
Yeah, and he went out Wednesday. Wednesday, it was actually coldish. Yeah. I think it was in the 40s.
Yeah, I just put my inner jacket liner on and went out.
Yeah, because I asked him, I'm like, are you freezing your balls off or what? And
only thing that gets cold is your knuckles.
Yeah, he's like, nah, it wasn't too bad. Oh, he's in Indiana.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That's still pretty north, though.
But today, I think it was when you left.
70.
It was about 70 degrees. Yeah. But it's kind of cold now, but coldish.
You can pretty much ride all year round here.
Yeah, it never gets. I mean, unless it's like pouring down rain, which it does that a lot.
In summer, it rains almost every day.
Yeah, it pretty much
doesn't matter.
Like, and it rains hard like every day.
Yeah, not for long.
Yeah, it's usually like
a few minutes.
Quick. Yeah. But like I said, it's kind of dangerous because the roads are wet and whatnot. But other than that,
I've been riding before where I see it coming. a wall of black water, gray water.
You're like, oh.
Like, oh shit. And I'll slow down about 15 and all the cars are slowing down. Boom. It's like, oh shit. It's like something out of damn Fury Road. Remember how the damn wall of sand hit them? It's like that.
That's why when I saw that in the movie, I was just kind of like, oh, so like Florida in the summertime.
Yeah. And then
except water,
the
not
wind,
sand.
and the wind comes in and it'll blow in sideways and blow up. I've been in rain so weird that the water's falling, but the wind is blowing up, and some of the water is going up. So I guess there's like little eddies in there. Weird shit. It doesn't last for long, but.
Man, and during the summer too, like I was driving back from Daytona, and it seemed like there would be a horrible storm like every day, like right when I was driving home. And it's like I'd be on 92, like which is kind of this shitty highway, and it would just be like whiteout. Like the rain and shit was so heavy that you literally could not see where you were. Yeah, when that wall of water hits you, your visibility is like 5 feet. And I was just so I'd slow down to like 10 miles an hour and be like, hopefully no one rams into the, because it's like I can't see the lines in the road. I don't even know if I'm on the road. I can't see anybody. I just get off the road, go into the bicycle lane if there's one there, and just stop. Yeah, I mean that's the best thing to do, and you just put up with it. It's a few minutes later it starts to lighten up. And it does that like pretty much every day. Yeah. Like I said, it doesn't last that long, but it's still like really scary because a lot of times it'll just come up like real sudden. Yeah, and it doesn't matter how good your gear is, you're just sopping wet to the bone. Well, yeah. You can't avoid it.
Can't avoid it.
Let's see. Danny says y'all should check out the 2009 film Night of the Living Dead Reanimated because it's got your boy Jeffrey Combs in it. Just saying, I think that might be one of the only Jeffrey Combs movies that I have not seen.
Night of the Living Dead Reanimated. Yeah, let's see that. Yeah,
that's yeah. I remember they did. Yeah, I remember that coming out. I don't think I saw it though.
We getting a lot of people in here for a Sunday. Who's here?
It's a Friday. It's not
Friday.
Sunday.
Excuse me.
He doesn't know what day it is.
No, I meant Friday.
He doesn't know what it is.
Gwen, sound off if you're here.
Murder Hornet said,
is Little Mover here? She used to show up.
She
used to show up on Fridays. Haven't seen her in a while.
Murder Hornet said, what is that? Haze Killer or HZ Killer? I can't really see that good.
Tila stopped showing up. That's a catfish account. Tila and who?
I don't think she was a catfish. Sandra. That was too long to be catfish.
Yeah. Sandra.
She's probably just doing other shit.
Yeah.
Or maybe we said something that made it mad. I
think Sandra got mad when I was talking about Germany.
I don't see why. She didn't seem like the kind of person that would get mad about that kind of stuff.
I taught her all about peanut butter. She started eating good peanut butter in Germany.
I used to see when Sandra...
She said she was getting fat on peanut butter.
When Sandra was here, I loved it because she would always change her screen name every single time, like for the chat, and they were always like super funny.
You had to do with something I said in the show before.
Then it usually had something to do with something that's opposite from the past show. So I would see her name and I'd just be like crack up because I'm like, oh yeah, that's funny. Yeah, Danny said it's a sequel to Night of the Living Dead 3D. Yeah. Zach said she put Sandra in a peanut butter coma. Maybe that's what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, Danny said maybe she overdosed.
Yeah.
Are you guys happy now? Said Zach. Peanut butter's so good.
I was saying you're gonna. I was saying you can eat that shit. Remember I was telling her that how voluptuous it would make her? and she came out and said she was skinny fat and flat chested and skinny fat.
I don't think peanut butter can give you bigger boobs.
I said, yeah, well, just keep eating peanut butter. You'll get voluptuous.
I don't think that's how it works. So. All depends on where your fat cells are. You know, you can eat all you want. Like some people are really lucky and like they eat a lot and it just all goes to their boobs and their ass. But I'm not one of those people, unfortunately. So you know what I mean. Yeah. Depends. It depends.
Depends on what gear you're on.
Well, yeah, that too.
Yeah. And what your workout routine's doing.
Yeah. I mean, you know.
I could get you shaped crazy, man, given enough time.
I don't want to be crazy shaped.
Yeah, well, you might need some body filler like some of those girls do. Just start dropping it down into your ass and you just fucking get huge.
You're not going to do that, Tom.
No.
I know that he's going to come to me and be like, I can do that.
All right, I can do it. I've done all the research on how to do it.
I'm not going to let you do that.
Yeah.
No way. I already let you pierce my nipples. That's about
a lot
where I
of
draw
those
the line.
girls are doing Brazilian butt lift now. they're when you see those big fine chicks, they got big tits and ass, but they have skinny waists. It's because they've moved the waist fat to the ass. A lot of times they have implants too. Brazilian butt lift. But the thing is that I could do it, but I had to buy the equipment to do it. There's a fat transfer machine. It's like a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, I know. I've seen it.
Sucks it up. You need a big old long rod. And it's sharp on the inside. I've seen them do it.
Yeah, I've seen them do it too.
You have to make about a 1/4 inch incision to get the fucking probe in there. And here's the thing, people. I got friends who are doctors. I grew up with them. There's nothing special to any of that shit. A lot of it has to do with balls. That's what I was saying. They had the other guy. He learned how to do it in prison and faked being a fucking surgeon and got a job at a fucking hospital where he just lied his way into being a doctor, and he was a good doctor. He did fucking hundreds of surgeries before they caught him. So this dude is not even a doctor. He just read about it.
Well, we were saying this before. I said, you can learn to do anything, because obviously if someone other learn to do it, then that's the same way that they do it. But I will admit that at least doctors, they get to like practice on corpses and shit.
Yeah, but just... I fucking did vivisection and dissection in high school, and I'm real good with knives and butchery, and I've cut a lot of deer apart. Flesh is flesh. Dealing with, but here's the thing. Here's the real problem. This is the reason why I don't fucking do medical malpractice and just saying, oh, I'm gonna do this. You have to have on hand the correct drugs, and you have to know the procedures. If anything goes wrong...
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That's really where the fucking problem is.
Because it's like, 9 times out of 10, it would probably be fine.
There's
but
always
that one
this
time,
chance where the patient has some kind of reaction to
that you
blood
weren't
loss
expecting.
or a drug reaction, and you got to know your shit.
Yeah, you don't have shit on hand.
You're right. Now, one thing that could save you a lot of problems. Here in the United States, they like to do shit under general anesthesia, which is very dangerous. You're putting somebody under. That damn near kills them. The differences in doses between death and life are very slim with general anesthesia. In the third world, they'll do those procedures under local anesthesia. It's a lot cheaper. The person's awake, though. But, in places like Brazil, you just grin and bear it. You just put a fucking privacy shield so the victim can't see what you're doing. Not the victim. But that's what
it's interesting that you use that terminology, isn't it?
So
the victim can't see what's happening. They can't feel anything.
So the patient,
apparently.
But the thing is they can hear it.
Yeah, see, I think, and they could probably smell it. And I don't know if I'd be.
And the doctors are saying, "Oh shit, can you hand me that over there?" Yeah. Okay, give it. Okay, I'm okay. So you have to have.
Oh damn it!
Yeah.
That's not supposed to happen.
So
I'd be like,
what they're trying to do is they're trying to give the person a smooth fucking what do you call it? Worry-free fucking experience.
I mean,
they're awake,
and
they wake up and it's done. You know what I mean?
I would rather have that, honestly.
Yeah.
Because it's like if they put you under and you die, like you don't know any different. You know what I mean?
But the thing is that a lot of times, from my understanding, depending on what the procedure is, the biggest risk is not the surgical procedure; it's the anesthesia.
I've heard that as well.
That's really the fucking dangerous part. That's why an anesthesiologist makes so much fucking money. It's going to cost you about $1,000 just to go under.
Well, yeah, it's a tricky.
Fucking yeah.
I've only been under it.
You go to Thailand and it's $25 just to fucking numb the area, and they'll go to work on it. So when you're talking about economy, just numb the area.
I mean, I've been under general anesthesia one time in my whole life. And it worked good. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't remember a fucking thing.
Yeah, when you woke up and you were talking to me and you didn't even remember
I didn't
talking
remember
to me.
that until later.
Yeah.
Like I said, the first thing I remember waking up in the recovery room and being freezing cold. And I think I asked for a blanket. Did I ask for a blanket?
Yeah, you were cold.
I mean, I had a blanket on me, but I was like, can I have another one? Because I was freezing my ass off. Now, they said that was going to happen. They were like, wear something warm, wear socks, all this other kind of stuff, because you're going to be real cold. But I woke up and I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. It's like they weren't kidding. But after that, I don't remember talking to you. I don't remember any of that. Like, I remember kind of waking up in the chair thing, like the recliner thing, and being freezing cold and asking for a blanket. And then I remember you walking me to the car.
Yeah.
And then I remember you sitting me up in the bed at home and giving me a sandwich.
Yeah, you recovered fucking so quickly, man. It was my first wife. Fucking, it took her a fucking week just to fucking get out of the bed, man, from that shit. But it didn't bother you as much.
It hurt, but it didn't.
It's because you already had big boobs.
It only hurt when I woke up.
Yeah.
I was just kind of like, fuck, that sucks. But it's just like after a few hours, I was like, it's not that bad.
Jen had big boobs, lost a bunch of weight. Fucking got implants to fucking get the boobs
fill them back up.
Fill them back up
because they kind of deflated.
Yeah, and it
because I lost like 90 pounds.
Yeah, and it fucking worked like a charm, and she shook it off like it was nothing. My first wife was.
I didn't even take all the painkillers.
Nah, my first wife was like maybe 100 pounds, fucking 5'3" or 4, and went from totally flat to a large D cup in about fucking an hour. And she said it was. She said it was like having 2 or 3 guys standing on her chest. She could barely fucking breathe.
I mean, that's
what I had to keep her knocked out for about 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
And I was just taking care of her and fucking keeping her fucking knocked out. But it took weeks for her to kind of fucking shake it off. She looked great though when she got out. When she got up, though. But yeah, I was ready for that ordeal. When she went through it, it's like the next day she's walking around like nothing. I was impressed.
I even went to work the next day.
Yeah,
I drove.
Yeah.
They told me not to. They said, well, you probably won't be able to drive a car or nothing like that. But the next day, I'm pretty sure I went to work.
Yeah, she was like, I don't feel this is no big deal.
She's like, it's all right.
Yeah.
I don't even think I took a couple of the painkillers.
Yeah. You didn't take them all.
No, I didn't.
You said, I don't need that.
No, I was all right. Like I said, it hurt, but it was just like kind of achy. That's all it was. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Well, no, that's just traumatic for a girl that doesn't have any breast material.
Well, and like I said, I have a pretty high pain threshold.
Yeah.
Overall.
Yeah.
Although the nipple piercing, that was another.
Yeah, that was weird.
That was another.
I don't think I'd do that again.
Yeah, I don't think you should. But see, that's why
they look great though.
They do look great, and you did a good job.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that. That's kind of what I was saying about the whole medical thing. Is that reading about it in a book, and actually doing it are two different things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I kind of trust like maybe people that have been in medical school and have like practiced on dead bodies and stuff like that, because at least they've done it like to a dead person that couldn't. You know what I mean? So, because you were just kind of like you read about it, you had all the stuff, and you did it right.
Yeah.
But you were kind of
exactly
like
what it felt
you didn't really know exactly what it felt like to do that.
I had no idea
to somebody.
how tough and how elastic nipple material is.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be like, because I put needles in myself all the time, fucking taking injections. And I was just using...
Right, but those are little.
Bigger, yeah, but I can use a big gauge needle too.
Yeah.
I start off with little ones, and then you go up with a bigger gauge needle in behind it to push a bar through, and that... It's just... but the thing is that I didn't realize... When you're pushing it through that nipple material, it's crackling and crunching.
Yeah, the sound it made was really something.
It's like I was going through bone, man.
And I think Tom, I was having a hard time, but I think Tom was also having a hard time because he was like, "Oh no!"
I was like, "Oh shit!" And once I got one done, I couldn't leave the other one undone.
I know. She
went through like a fucking tribal rite of passage. So this chick could take some fucking pain. And then she's like, "You want me to do it to you?" And I was like, "Fuck no!"
I was like, "Oh, you made me."
Not
do
after
it.
seeing that shit. They look great though.
They do look great. They do look nice.
After fucking actually feeling what that felt like to go through there.
And that's a big needle.
Yeah,
that's a big.
Yeah, it was large. Yeah, it crackled and popped all the way through there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, like I said,
but I had to just
babies pull on that with their little tooths and stuff.
But I just had to fucking grin and bear it and get through it. You know what I mean? Mentally, I was kind of like going, "Oh shit."
What am I doing to this poor woman?
Yeah, well, I knew what I was doing. I just didn't realize it was going to feel that way.
Yeah.
I thought it would just be like going through regular meat.
Right.
I go through muscle all the time. No, it's not. It's more like going through rubber.
Yeah.
Hard rubber that cracks and pops.
Yeah.
And I was disturbed by how it felt because I had her
think
nipple
I
and I'm
felt?
feeling it going through and I'm feeling that shit crack and pop
and I was like, "Oh man!"
It took an amazing amount of pressure, much more than I thought.
Bad.
I thought it would just slip through. No, it took a lot of pressure.
Well, I almost fainted because I told you it's like you have to stop because I'm gonna black out.
Yeah.
Because I'll do that. Actually, I blacked out when you were just changing the rings one time too.
Yeah.
So now, like, whenever he changes the rings, I have to lay down. Because if I'm standing up, I'll black out.
I wish I could show you guys a picture, but we can't.
Well,
I got pictures of them. They look good.
I mean, some of y'all have probably
They're in
seen
deep
them.
set, and they're big bars, deep set, and they're straight. And the one she's got in now is a deep bar with a fucking crescent moon kind of things that hangs underneath.
With little pearly beads on it.
They're just these cute little slave girl fucking things.
They're really nice. I do like them.
Yeah.
But like I said, holy shit, that was one of the most painful things that I've ever experienced. But like I said, it's funny because like it hurt, but I was almost kind of like, I think Tom was more freaked out than I was. I was freaked out too. I knew it was gonna hurt. I knew, but I think he was more freaked out because he wasn't expecting it to happen like that. And I'm just sitting there going, it's like, bro, I'm gonna pass out. Like my vision started going black around the edges, like because I have super low blood pressure, like I always have done. It's just I have really low blood pressure, so basically I can just like stand up too fast and I'll be just like, whoa, you know what I mean, and I'm gonna pass out. So anything like that, where there's some kind of like intense pain or injury or something like that, I'm just like, yep, I'm gonna black out, so I'm just gonna at least have to lay down. So the first time he did it, I was like sitting up on the weight machine, and I was just kind of like, I was like, we can't do it like this because, you know, I was gonna black out, but I didn't, but I felt like I was going to. So the second one, I had to like lay down on my back, and it was better. You know what I mean? Like it still was horrible and it hurt, but it was better. Like I didn't feel like I was gonna pass out. You know what I mean? Oh my god. All right, what are you guys talking about? All right. Zach says gingers are known for having a higher than normal pain tolerance. Why do you think they need more anesthetic to go under? Yeah, I'm not actually sure how much anesthetic they gave me when I had my surgery. Because I'm naturally a redhead, but I haven't had naturally red hair in a very, very long time. Like I started dyeing it black. I don't even remember when I started dyeing it black, like a long time ago. So I'm not sure if they knew, but the anesthetic they gave me like worked really good. I didn't remember a fucking thing. They gave me the thing and they were just like, you know, they did the count backwards from 100 thing, and I think I only got to 98, and I was like,
yeah, you were out instantly.
And then the next thing that I remembered was waking up in the chair being like, why am I so cold? Give me another blanket. This is not working.
Okay, go through comments. Let's see what's going on.
Joseph says, speaking of anesthesia, remember the movie Coma?
Yeah.
Did we reviewed that?
We
didn't
did that. The Michael Crichton, wasn't it?
Yeah. I like that movie actually.
Yeah, those movies were kind of. Rob Levinson, a fan of the show, sent me a bunch of Michael Crichton movies. We reviewed them.
I'm pretty sure we did Coma.
Yeah,
maybe.
I think we did Coma. I think we did it. Bunch of the movies, the screenplays. I think he wrote books. Isn't that where he started?
Yeah.
He wrote books first.
He wrote Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
He wrote a bunch of shit.
Yeah. His books were always like futuristic for the time.
Yeah, he was rolling. Well, isn't
he did Westworld?
Wasn't
too.
he a doctor?
I think he was.
I think he was a doctor.
He did Westworld.
Yeah, that's right.
I think he did Runaway, didn't he?
Maybe. We reviewed that with Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck, yeah, I think so. Where he's fighting robots.
And Gene Simmons is in that
yeah,
too.
Maybe he did that one. I'm not sure.
I'd have to look it up. I can't remember.
Yeah, Gene Simmons was in it. He was the one that had the sleep gun.
Yeah, that's right.
Wasn't that same movie?
That's it's cheesy, but it's like I have kind of a fondness for it though. That movie.
Yeah, and Gene Simmons actually did a pretty good job as a villain.
He was actually surprisingly good in it.
Yeah, and he was basically kind of like a hitman for a big, powerful, high-tech corporation. And they gave him this fucking gun that if he pointed it at you and you happened to be looking at him, it would flash some kind of a invisible light or a light in a certain pattern that would cause your brain to malfunction for a few seconds. And then from your point of view, it was like there was a lapse in time. So you're like, wait a minute, hold on. You keep blacking out.
Right.
So from your point of view, it's like people were disappearing and reappearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a pretty good thinking. Michael Crichton thought that something like that could exist.
Yeah,
maybe theoretically they thought it could exist. It doesn't though.
Jeff Yarrett said, I believe Michael Crichton had a PhD in medicine. Yeah, I thought he did.
Yeah.
I didn't know if he was a practicing physician, but I knew he had a degree in that. It's like he also wrote the Andromeda Strain. That was
Strain, that's
yeah,
good.
that was another good one. I think we reviewed that one too.
Yeah. And he did the one where they were using a fucking supercomputer to do like algorithms to find out what's the best facial proportions for women Remember that? Looker, yeah. And they were going to use them to sell products on the market.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which that's
kind of... well, that's going on now.
It's kind of going on now.
That was like way ahead of its time.
Yeah, where AI is generating
like the
women,
perfect
woman, what they look like. And then it turns out that they got some of these AI fake OnlyFans bots or whatever they are. They're making like $35,000 a fucking month. And that's not a girl, it's a fucking robot. And the dudes don't even know. They can do video and everything.
Well, we were watching that video on Wang's channel about that Instagram account with the supposedly hot Asian girl that was like super into motorcycles and stuff.
It was a dude.
And then you found out later that it was like an old dude, like a middle-aged dude, and he was just using a filter to make him look like a pretty girl. Because he was like, well, nobody seemed to give a shit. Like when it was just like an old dude talking about motorcycles and stuff, but when it was like a hot young chick, then everybody was into it.
Yeah.
And the weird thing about it, though, is that after everybody found out, they were okay with it.
They still liked him, huh?
They were like, well, because they're like, well, it was still his personality, and it was still his, you know what I mean? It was just his face that was different.
It's funny.
So it's like, so a lot of people got into his personality, so he didn't lose followers or anything. They're like, it's all right.
That's funny.
But, you know, it's a fascinating story, actually. I can't remember what his name is.
Now, they got guys that are saying that, you know, well, these robots will fucking destroy and replace all these OnlyFans models. They won't. Because a simp is going to try to find a real woman. All right. And once it gets out that some of these accounts are bots, they just look too good to be true or whatever, they're going to lose interest in that. They're gonna.
Yeah, I'm not like
ways to find
super worried about it because it's why would I worry about it?
We don't do that.
Like I said, and I don't have any dog in that fight anyway.
Yeah, right. We saw video, but we're not doing what the OnlyFans models do.
Yeah,
they get keeping simps in bullpens and fucking what's called a bullpen, or it's basically a cell. They don't know what's going on and trying to milk them for money. AI is better at that really than a lot of women. Because the AI has the time, women don't.
Yeah, no shit. We have other things to do, you know.
They don't care about that. But, you know, I listened to the Manosphere stuff, and there's a lot of good stuff about the red pill, what they call red pill movement. There are certain aspects of it that I like. I wish I'd have had that when I was younger. But some of the shit that they talk about, they're blowing it out of fucking proportion, okay? Like, they're real down on OnlyFans models.
Why? Because they can't get them?
No, they just think it's destroying the dating scene or whatever. It's not, okay?
Oh, come on.
Most of the OnlyFans...
Settle down.
Most of those OnlyFans girls make under or around $300 a month. They only have a few dozen subscribers.
Yeah, that's a lot of people that do that. They don't make a living off that. It's just cash. Like a side cash.
And you go, well, I would never sell my soul for $300. Yes, you would. Okay. Yes,
I mean, if you need $300,
if you were a single woman,
you probably need.
Yeah.
You do a lot for $300.
If you were a single woman, maybe you're a single mom too, living in a small apartment somewhere, or you're living out in the middle of nowhere, working at a little Greer's or something out in the middle of Mississippi, a little bitty grocery store. $300 is a big fucking.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
You can buy your kids food for that.
Yeah, that's enough money to make rent, help you make rent. And all they're doing is maybe talking to about 100 guys off and on, and they're working alone in their homes.
Yeah,
taking pictures.
Like I said, I would never begrudge because it's just kind of like I don't get where people get off judging people for that.
Yeah,
I just don't.
Well, okay, some of the shit they're not complaining about that. They're complaining about the top girls. And the top girls are really actually more porn stars than anything else. They're having sex with other people on their profiles.
Sure.
All right. Some of them are married and they're having sex with other people, which then that is kind of strange when you think about it.
Well, if they know about it, it's not that strange. But yeah,
a lot of them know about it. Some of them probably don't. But
okay, well then that's fucked up. But other than that,
if the husband doesn't care, that's them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's nothing to do with me.
Yeah, right.
That's their relationship. Right, if that works out for them,
right.
Who am I to tell them like that's not right?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I said, I wouldn't do that.
Right.
But
so some of these guys are thinking, well, because of this OnlyFans, all women are going to become OnlyFans models. No, they won't.
Oh, come on now.
No.
They can't really believe that. Are they really that dumb?
they're young. These are guys in their 20s.
So they are dumb.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying.
Yeah, a lot of these guys that are saying this are in their 20s, and they don't really
I feel
know.
like dudes that young and that have that proclivity, not all young dudes are idiots, but it's like that have that mindset, they get fucked over by one woman and suddenly all women are demons. It's just it's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
But the girls at that age do it too.
That's what I mean. Like, it just
girls do it too.
Everybody just kind of does that.
Yeah, when you're in your 20s, you're an idiot.
You can't, like, everybody's different.
Yeah.
You know, you get fucked over by one person of whatever gender or whatever. That doesn't mean that everybody of that same gender, everybody that looks like that is going to fuck you over. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's easy for me to say because I'm old, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think I even thought like that when I was a kid, though. Like, when I was younger. I don't remember thinking like that when I was a kid.
Young guys are...
Like, oh, this dude fucked me over, so all dudes are bad. I never thought that.
Young guys are in... They don't have a whole lot of experience. When you're in your 20s, man, the odds are against you because you just can't compete against guys in their 30s and 40s. They're making all the money. So... the girls your age are all going out with guys that are much older. So you're kind of left out. That's part of the problem right there. Then they see this OnlyFans stuff and maybe they can't do that or they think that that's competition against them. It's a temporary situation being in your 20s.
Yeah.
It
kind of sucks for everybody, to be honest.
and by the time you get into your 40s, you look back at the shit you thought when you were in your 20s, and you're like, man, I didn't know what the fuck I was worried about. Man, what the fuck was I talking about? You know?
You'll be embarrassed.
Yeah.
Everyone is.
Yeah.
That's just how it works. I did less dumb shit in my teens and 20s than most people probably, but I still did dumb shit.
Yeah.
And I thought dumb shit. But like I said, everybody does. That's just kind of the nature of the beast, I guess. Zach says, oh, I've seen your piercings, Jen, thanks to Tom, and it kind of felt like when you see your mom naked by accident.
Yeah, I showed him to fucking Zach. I said, Zach, that was right after I did them.
He was very proud.
I was like, check it out, Zach. He's like, yeah.
He sent them to lots of people. I don't know.
Lots of people.
I don't know who he sent.
It was not lots.
He sends shit.
Yeah.
All the time. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, he came back from Oasis Wednesday. And he said that he had showed Amy, the bartender, that porn. Video of me blowing you.
Yeah. She loved it.
Yeah, of course.
She's like, God, I'm getting hot.
I don't really care, but...
you tell Jen that I live right across the street, y'all, and I ain't got nothing to do.
She's gonna knock on the door one day with like a 12-pack of beer or something. Oh my god.
She's a content creator too, though.
Yeah, she does.
So it's not like I'm showing it to...
Although, like I said, because you saw some video that she had done with somebody, like a threesome type thing, but that was like a long time ago.
Yeah, it was probably from about 5-6 years ago.
That she did it.
Yeah, she looked the same, though.
But she wants to get involved. She wants to get involved.
Oh, she's bad. She's bad.
We haven't streamed in a while, actually.
Nuh-uh.
But
we probably should.
Yeah, I mean, I just haven't really had time, but...
For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, we do a little bit of stream mate on the side. We were doing it for a while. Man, it fucking gets boring because a lot of it's just waiting. And when money's coming from other directions, we'll jump on that instead of going stream it.
Yeah, because you never know how much money you're going to make on a good day. Like, you might have a really good day and, like, make a bunch of money, and then another day it's like nobody's in there.
It's like dead, yeah.
So it's like you never really know. And you kind of just have to kind of sit around and wait. So
yeah, and you feel like a hoe fucking sitting out on the fucking street with the cars going by.
Yeah, you do. Hey, want a date?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It is kind of like that. It's a little bit... I don't want to say it's demeaning. I don't think it's demeaning. Well, maybe it is a little bit.
It just gets kind of boring.
It is it's mostly just boring, to be honest. Because it's like sometimes there's hardly anybody in there.
You're just sitting in there waiting for somebody to fucking go, hey, what you guys doing? They won't talk to you. A lot of them will just come in and look for a second and then they leave.
Yeah, that's what happens like 95% of the time. Yeah. It's like people just pop in because they're going in everybody's streams and seeing what's going on. It's like, hey, is anybody doing anything that I can watch for free?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because some people will.
Yeah.
We try not to, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, they got dudes down in South America. Got people down in South America that are just doing this shit for free out in public just for tips.
Yeah. Which I don't know. Maybe that's a good strategy. I'm not really sure.
No,
I don't think it is. Not on that platform.
It's because in places like Venezuela and shit, fucking $30 is a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's nothing here.
Not so much here.
Yeah.
I probably need another
I'm going to get you
drink.
another one. Yeah.
All right. You probably need another one too.
Yep.
Yours is almost empty.
Yeah.
Jeff Yard said it's a historical joke when mankind makes huge leaps in science, they find a way to use it for sex. Yeah, they do. I mean, I don't know. I can't be too mad about it. But that does seem to happen, doesn't it? And I feel like porn is always kind of on the vanguard of whatever the new technology is. I mean, I kind of feel like they were on the vanguard of like home VHS when that whole thing started. The porn producers were able to see like which way the wind was blowing, like how the technology was going, and they just like jumped right on that. Same thing with the internet, same thing with the live streaming, same thing with all of that. I kind of feel like porn was there first. People that produce that seem to like really know. They really keep up with trends and shit like that in technology, and they just jump right on the newest thing that comes out. So I don't know if that's still true, but I do kind of feel like for a long time they were like on the vanguard of everything. Tammy says she's saving as fast as I can for a motorcycle. You guys really, really want to see this. We really want to see this. I want to do it too, but like I said, I wouldn't do anything that he didn't want me to do because that's not cool. But you know, he said without any prompting from me that for motorcycle money he would do it. So we'll see. We'll hold him to that. If somebody can come up with it.
When's that A24 Civil War movie coming out?
I don't know. I thought it was out already, but no.
We gotta go see that shit tomorrow. We'll go to the.
Well, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not.
We'll go to the Chinese fucking buffet and then go watch the damn
Go to
movie.
the Chinese buffet. Yeah. I still want to see. I want to see that Nosferatu movie, but I don't think that's coming out until fucking December, man. I don't think it's coming out till December. Yeah, it's. I don't know. Like, there's been a lot of shit about AI, especially like in my line of work, which is not porn, it's graphic design. And because of AI, like, a lot of stuff is easy. Like, a lot of artists get upset. Like, I know some artists that are, like, really upset about it because they're just kind of like, hey, nobody wants to pay artists anymore for original artwork when you can just go on a $10 app and make this crazy-looking artwork. So I get that, but I don't know. I don't know how this shit is going to shake out. I've been experimenting with it myself. It's just like I just think it's interesting. I don't use it for anything particularly, except, like I said, I use it for thumbnails and stuff like that because I don't have time to do original artwork for every single thumbnail or anything. Like the thumbnail for this, like with the 3 cats with the like old-fashioned outfits on, I just made that in AI and I thought it was funny, so that's what I used. But I can see how, artists, and like I said, I've seen this shit happen too, where I think, like, some clubs I might have done flyers for and stuff like that are just using AI shit now instead of, like, hiring somebody, to do something because it's, it's cheaper. So I can see that. But I don't know. I don't see how it's all going to work out. I don't know if it's ever going to get to a point because, like Tom was saying about the bots or, like, the, fake women on OnlyFans. I mean, will it get to a point where, they're so good that you can't tell the difference? And then will there be, like, a backlash? Because people are like, oh, well, we know they're not real and stuff like that. And then at some point, will the AI be like, well, we have to put in, like, imperfections?
What they'll do is they'll have platforms that will require you to be a human being. That's what they'll do.
I don't know. I'm just not really all that bothered.
That type of client wants to interact with a real human being.
Yeah. And I mean, there's always going to be some people that would rather
have the AI. Yeah.
That would rather have the AI, or there's already dudes that have, like, married sex dolls and stuff like that.
Ridiculous, yeah.
So, but that's pretty fringe.
Zach sent us something. What's up, Zach?
Thank you very much,
Zach.
No, that's gay Zach.
Oh, it's gay Zach? Okay.
Sent Tom a pic of a ginger dude I banged last month. It's not a nude. Tell me he doesn't have the best hair you've ever seen.
Can I show him on the show?
Wait, he said it's not nude.
Can I show him on the show?
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't if I were you because
Let's see what Zach says.
we don't know who that person
Let's
is.
see what Zach said. Zach's
For some reason,
Zach's got me cruising dudes with him. Okay.
I love that. I love that. I love the bisexual action. Oh yeah, I think he sent me that picture too. That is some fabulous hair.
What did he say? What did he say? No, he can't show.
I don't care. He doesn't. I don't care. He doesn't either.
Okay, he doesn't care. All right. That's Zach's little boyfriend.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay.
I like the smirk.
Yeah, look at that fucking hair, man.
That is some nice hair.
He's like some shit
He
off.
must have like some nice like hair products.
It's
he's just the expensive.
He looks like one of them dudes off the fucking romance novel covers.
He does actually.
Yeah, all he needs is some
like Fabio. He's like
Fabio.
Fabio.
He needs a frilly fucking jabot around his neck and a fucking 1700s outfit.
Like clutched to this woman or another dude like up like that. Like
I can't believe it's
with a castle in the background.
Yeah, castle in the background.
I could see it. Love's throbbing.
Instead of a woman swooning in his arms, got Zach.
That's Well, sorry, I just thought of. I was thinking of the Mystery Science Theater joke about the romance novel. What was it called? Love's Throbbing Gondola, or something like that. But yes, that's what I was thinking of. Love's
Jeff
Throbbing
Yard says fucking Jeff Yard says that's a gorgeous mane.
It's nice, yeah.
Yep.
Like I said, he obviously uses like some really good expensive product for that. It's a nice color. My hair is not that. It's actually oranger. My hair is oranger than that. It's slightly lighter and oranger. Mine's like copper colored, like a penny. Like a new penny. That's what color my hair is, naturally. Although it's probably gray now. I wouldn't know.
It's been a long time since we've seen your hair.
Been a long time since I've seen my natural hair color.
When I'm shaving the side of your head, it just looks kind of
gray.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. So it's probably. I mean, I think just the roots are gray.
Yeah.
If I let it grow out completely, it would probably be a similar color, but.
It's like a mousy brown.
Yeah. But see, that's kind of I've always had like slightly darker roots, but when it grows out, it's always like kind of a new penny kind of color, is like an orange.
You look good with red hair.
Yeah, I have been thinking about doing it again, but it is kind of a pain in the ass.
Then you have to strip all the black out of that.
Yeah, I'd have to bleach it.
Yeah.
And I think the last time I did it, I had to bleach it 3 times over a couple of days.
And who knows what that would do to that hair.
Well, I didn't have too much damage last time I did it. But that was a while back.
Yeah.
Because remember, I was kind of experimenting with different colors, so I bleached it. I dyed it purple for a little while. I dyed it bright red for a little while. What other color did I do? I can't remember. I think I did like a lavender. I didn't like that though. So like I tried some different stuff, but I don't know. It's just I'm kind of a low maintenance gal. You know what I mean?
Earlier on, somebody asked me if I'd seen the aliens in the shopping mall. I hadn't seen it. I don't know if somebody came up with any images.
I was scrolling through Facebook earlier, and I saw that Steve Mera was on there, like, maybe talking about that.
Okay, yeah.
But I didn't watch it.
If you guys don't know who that is, Jen did a book with Steve Mera.
2 books with that. I did 2 books.
Yeah, did 2 books with him. He's a good guy. He's a British parapsychologist who worked with him.
Yeah.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, that was a while back. I did a show about the Rochdale poltergeist case and the Demon House one in Seattle, Keith Linder case. Because he investigated that too.
Yeah.
So yeah, we wrote books about that.
Yeah, and Demon House went sideways over time.
Yeah,
Keith
I'm not real sure how I feel about that.
Keith started to get fucking obsessed with that, and I think he started making shit up. That's just what I'm thinking.
Allegedly.
Not during when you wrote the book.
Right.
After.
Yeah, I think after.
After.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened with that.
His story started to get wilder and wilder and wilder.
And then he wrote a book too.
Yeah.
I haven't read it, but
yeah,
he wrote a book too, like a year or 2 after I did.
And Steve did find some stuff. Audio data.
Yeah, there was weird shit. There was weird shit that happened in that house.
Yeah, he thought something weird was happening there.
Because I came at it from the point of view, I said, I'm just going to write this book, because I wrote it with him. Yeah. So I was like, I'm not going to make any comment about, I'm going to bring up, obviously, what Keith Linder had said prior to Steve getting there. But it's mostly from Steve's point of view. It's all from Steve's notes. It's all from, like, the time that he was there for, like, 3 weeks or something like that. And, like, all the stuff that he found You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had like some background information and stuff, but it was mostly him. So I have no idea like what happened after that or what he claimed happened after that. That's all I'm saying. I'm just going by what Steve said when he was there, and some weird shit happened.
I did the interviews with Steve and got all the damn audio data that she used to compile the book out of. And so I didn't have to read the book. I heard the raw data.
Yeah.
And having been through Mammoth Mountain, what happened to me, and shit that still happens in here every now and then, I think there was something to it. But I also think that Linder wanted to kind of get famous off of it. And,
yeah, it might have been
wasn't
an aspect
enough.
of that, right.
So it's like he started to add to it. But Jen and Steve really did kind of separate out what Linder was saying he saw and then what Steve actually saw during his investigation.
Yeah.
And what Steve saw in his investigation, he thought there was something going on there. There was something.
It was weird.
And he had actual audio data and fucking audio anomalies, like things falling off of fucking. What was it? It was a smoke detector or something. Or a
No,
clock.
it was a light.
A light. Okay.
You know those lights that you like just kind of stick on the walls? Kinda?
Yeah, that's right. That's what it was. An adhesive light. It fell off the wall. He got it on videotape. It fell off the wall, and when it hit, it gave a fucking weird audio signature to the microphone.
Like it was really, really loud.
Yeah, it was like it was really loud, and he wasn't able to recreate it. He dropped it from the same height, and it wouldn't make that quite same signature. It's almost kind of like it, which is me and Jen have seen that.
Yeah.
Like when it threw the
remote control.
When it threw the remote control, when it hit the ground, it sounded like a damn brick hit.
It did like whack.
And we couldn't recreate that fucking sound.
So that's why I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah.
Because I was like, that was what happened at our house.
I think it might have been some kind of mild poltergeist disturbance. But he thought it was demonic, so it got worse. And then I think I particularly later on, after Jen wrote the book, some of the shit that he came up with, I think he faked. To try to get famous.
Mean, possibly, yeah.
Wasn't there, but...
Because the thing about it was that, well, even in the early stages...
Yeah.
When Steve Mera went there with his people, because he had two other people with him. When he went there to Seattle and stayed in the house, because he stayed in the house, I think the first time he stayed for 2 weeks, I think, and then like he came back like later and stayed for another week or something.
Yeah.
So it was a while, and they lived there. They lived in the house and set up all their shit. Now I will note that the stuff that Keith Linder had reported before Steve got there was much crazier than what Steve ended up seeing. But Steve did end up seeing some shit in there that was pretty fucking weird. And I was actually more interested in that. Because, look, you can say anything. You know what I mean? You can say, like, oh my god, all this crazy shit, like, happened in my house, and, like, all this writing appeared on the walls or whatever. But it's like, if there's nobody there to corroborate that, or there's no scientific backing for that, then that's just your word. Yeah. You know what I mean? You could just make it up, or you could have just imagined it or whatever. So I just kind of concentrated mostly on Steve getting there. And it's like, I put in the book, like, you know, Keith, prior to Steve getting there, like, you know, Keith said he saw this, that, and the other thing. Like, I kind of went down on it. But then, you know, when Steve got there, I went very much into the scientific investigation day by day, like what they saw every single day. And he saw some weird shit. It wasn't as crazy as what he had reported previously, but it was still pretty weird.
We worked with Steve in 2 books. And I found Steve to be very controlled and organized, open-minded to stuff, and honest.
He's not the kind of person that would make something up.
Yeah, what he does is he'll give both sides. This could have happened. They're saying this. He's just kind of presenting everything.
He's like an old school parapsychologist.
Yeah, and then he'll go in there and goes, well, okay, this is what they're saying. This is what I found when I went there. And then he's kind of like, you be the judge.
And then he's like, what could this be?
Yeah, right.
Like, he always tries to, like, go through, well, it could be this. It could be, you know, it could be any number of other, like, rational things before he jumps to.
I went out looking for parapsychologists to work with. Because, you know, me and Jen wanted to write books. Jen wanted to write a book. And he was the one that I selected. And he worked with us. Yeah.
Yeah. Zach says, is he someone I could get in touch with? I'd love to ask him some questions about telekinesis.
Yeah.
For the script he's wearing. Yeah. Actually, if you...
I could probably put you in touch with him.
Yeah. I mean, he's still around. He still does. Yeah. And, you know what's crazy? We were watching that Unexplained show with William Shatner. We were watching an episode the other day from the latest season. I don't remember what season it was. And Steve was on there. And I was like, hey, it's Steve.
Yeah.
I don't remember what show it was. But, yeah, I was just like, holy shit, that looks like Steve. Because I hadn't seen him in a while. But, yeah, that was him.
He looks the same, doesn't he?
Pretty much,
yeah.
I was just, surprised because I wasn't expecting to see him.
Yeah.
So it's like I saw him on that Unexplained show. What show was it? What was the topic? I can't remember what the topic was.
There was the one with Shatner, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember what the topic was.
I don't remember either. But it's just, I was just kind of funny because I wasn't expecting to see Steve on there, and I was like, oh, there he is.
Yeah.
I don't remember if it was a ghost show or an aliens show.
Ghost.
Because he talks about aliens also, but...
Yeah. Well, he'll talk about anything.
Yeah, anything paranormal.
But like I said, Steve's smart. He doesn't get real committal. He's very non-committal. He just presents.
Well, that's a very
what
scientific viewpoint.
Right. And he's kind of like a lawyer. And then he'll go in there and he'll tell you what he found. And he does sometimes find stuff. Sometimes he doesn't find things. But in the Linder case, he did find some stuff.
Yeah, there was some weird shit that happened in the house, okay?
And he couldn't quite explain.
Right.
So
like I said, not as splashy as what Keith was reporting.
Right.
But it was weird, so I don't think he was just making it up out of whole cloth. But maybe he might have been exaggerating. Or there's a possibility too, and I think I put this in the book, that maybe it just had died down by the time that he got there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because some of the stuff he was saying was kind of out there, I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm just saying they didn't see that.
Bibles catching on fire and things being written and weird shit like that, but it was just on his word, and
that's what I mean.
He did produce burned up Bibles.
But
anybody can burn a Bible and say, "Yeah, I found it."
Do that.
Right. So you don't know.
I'm not saying he did that. I'm just saying you could do that.
You could, yeah.
So you're gonna need a little more proof than that.
Right.
But that's okay. I gotta pee.
Okay.
You talk.
Well, she wants me to talk now.
What? You never have a problem talking?
She walk away from me with that booty. Don't walk away from that. She turns around and goes, "What booty? The booty? That booty that's following behind you."
Oh no.
Yeah. Wherever she goes, there's a booty following behind her. All right. See what's going on here. See, she's telling me to talk. I talk when I'm ready to talk. I just don't, I'm not like a dancing monkey, you know what I'm talking about? Especially not in front of y'all. Let's see what everybody's talking about here. Yeah, that was Noel asking me about the aliens in the mall. That was here in Florida. A mall called the cops, and they were saying that there was youths going crazy in the mall. And there was a huge, massive police response to it. They were evidently shooting off fireworks and stuff. But then other people said no, it wasn't that it wasn't kids, that there were aliens running around in the mall.
Yeah,
I think they're 10 foot tall aliens running in the mall.
Oh, come on.
That's what they said.
Yeah.
And I don't know what they were talking about. Maybe I haven't seen any video footage.
Because somebody just made that shit up.
Yeah,
Yeah, I kind of heard peripherally that was going on. I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't have time for that kind of nonsense.
What Tammy say?
Tammy said you would dance if I had motorcycle money.
Yeah.
She said, yeah.
I danced without the motorcycle money.
Well, no, she's talking about the pegging thing.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, because she was talking about that earlier.
Fucking you girls.
Because I said, hey, you're the one that said that you would do it for a certain amount of money. And I advised behind the scenes. I was like, it's probably better to not tell anybody what that amount is.
There's always a price, you know.
Because then someone's going to come up with it, and then you're going to have to put your money where your mouth is. Or you're going to have to put your money where your ass is.
There's a price for everything, you know. But.
So, I would not have said...
Let me warn you dudes about these women, okay? There's something in them.
We're terrible.
There's this fucking thing in them. And I don't understand it. I don't know if it has something to do with power dynamics or whatever. They're trying to hit a man in the ass. That's like the greatest fantasy is to strap some
I don't
shit
know
on
if
and
that's
hit a
true
motherfucker
across
in the
the
ass.
board. I don't know if I don't know if I'd say that was my greatest
You're not the only
fantasy.
one.
No, I know.
You're not the only one.
I don't know if it's top tier
fucking,
fantasy, but it is kind of like it's.
I've had a lot of them
there.
over the years ask me for some shit like that. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you can say because you're pretty seasoned. You've been around.
Yeah.
So, out of your, I don't know what your body count is exactly.
Yeah.
You probably don't know either.
It's triple digits.
It's
but
high.
low triple digits.
It's
probably.
high. But so you've had a sampling.
Yeah.
Of a large. Not, yeah. I mean,
But you gotta understand that when I count, I don't count the way women count. Women won't count dudes that they didn't like. They won't count
That's
dudes.
not true.
They won't count dudes that there wasn't any damn fucking vag penetration. They'll say, "Oh, that was just anal. That's not sex." Or, "No, that was just head. That wasn't sex." Yeah.
See, I count that.
When I blew those 4 dudes, that didn't count. You know what I mean?
I would count all.
They
of
won't
that.
count. I count everything. If I come, then I count it.
I would count all of that.
I count everything. If I catch a nut, I count it. And I'm probably, because it wasn't all of it shit is fucking conventional sex. I didn't even lose my virginity fucking conventional sex, really. Fucking, I lost that shit through the back door. I fucking, yeah. My first time was fucking, I went anal on a chick. She didn't want to get pregnant. All right.
It's called the loophole.
Yeah, the loophole.
That's what they call it.
Yeah. So, and in a way, I didn't count that until later. I was like, no, that shit counted.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that shit counted.
I was
young.
Yeah, I mean, I would count anything. Yeah. I mean, if it's just like making out or something like that, that doesn't count. But but that depends. But it's just kind of like you said. Yeah, all of that counts. That all counts.
But it's got to be triple digits because I'll forget.
That's what I was thinking.
But I don't look at it that way. It's just in the moment.
Well, and the thing about it is
I was lucky. I happened to be a good-looking guy when I was young, and going to South America with a wealthy family, and I had a car at fucking 17 in Brazil. That was a fucking big deal. Okay, fucking and just being in the drama program of my boy isn't here, is he?
Gramthars? He was here. He was here earlier.
We were in a drama program together in Michigan because I did part of the time in Michigan, part of the time in Brazil. I went to high school in both, and I went like an extra year because I was losing credits every time I go back to the United States. And I was popular, and it was easy. It was easy until I hit about 20. That is a big dry spell. You can't compete against guys in their 30s. They're sucking up all the women. They got the money. So then I go into the army.
Yeah. And then hookers.
Well, I went to Korea.
Yeah.
And that was wild. All right. But like most of the time I was working, this was not a fucking hooker fest. You know what I mean?
Well, you said you only got leave like once a month or something.
Once a month. So I got 12.
You only like once a month. You'd go to the whorehouse. Yeah.
I got passed about once a month. And I'd go down to Tongdukshan or a fucking Itaewon, also known as Hooker Hill.
Yeah.
And they have fun, you know what I mean? And you have a fucking wallet full of cash. You know, a lot of money.
Because you don't have anywhere to spend it.
You got no way to spend it. So you go to fucking Hooker Hill with $1,000 in your fucking pocket. And those girls are only asking for like 30.
Yeah, not bad. It's a bargain.
Just a bargain.
It's a bargain.
And fucking the liquor's cheap, and you have a good time. And they were nice girls. I didn't look down on them. I don't know how they got into that business, but they were young and.
Like I said,
they were doing their duty, which is try to get every bit of money out of your pocket and put that shit in.
It's a job, just like anything else. It's like I said, I don't begrudge anybody doing that.
And it wasn't personal, and it was just you know.
They were providing. They were in
a They were trying to just basically shield Korean civilian women from us.
Sure.
To keep us fucking busy.
Like I said, it sounds like a lot because Zach says So basically, Thomas the Town Bicycle. Everybody rides him. Well, no. We'll see.
I had high standards.
Well, and the thing about it too is that you were single for most of your life.
Yeah.
He was married, but you were married for what, 2 years?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like your first marriage was 2 years.
Yeah.
And then so you were single your entire teenage
and I
years
was
and most of your 20s.
And I was in male-dominated societies.
Yeah.
It was military schools, armies, and I worked for companies that were doing security contracting. So I wasn't around women all the time. And if I was around women, they were a lot of times professional women in certain spots.
Yeah.
And there's the oldest profession in the world is to be a hooker. Okay. The second oldest profession is to be a soldier. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
All right. You're both selling your bodies to old men. It's just one's fucking and one other one's fighting.
Yeah.
You're keeping the old man laid. The girls are keeping the old man laid. The boys are keeping the old man on his sex island somewhere and rich. That's what you're doing. And you're both disposable. But I always kind of had a soft spot for the professional women because the dudes were given honor. At least they give you uniforms and little bits of fucking colored ribbon to all your special shit that you did.
Yeah, those
the
girls
women
don't
were
get
treated
shit.
like shit,
They
basically.
don't get shit.
The women were treated like shit.
They still are. I mean,
Yeah.
it's better. It is
Yeah.
a lot better
Yeah.
now than it used to be, but they're still kind of treated like crap.
Right. And they were taking just as much risks as we were.
Yeah.
Because they could get killed doing what they're doing.
Oh, big time. A lot of them do.
Yeah.
I write about it all the time.
And then when you come out of those businesses, you're fucked up. All right? You're just not fucked up in the same way. That girl will have a hard time getting back into society and relationships, and the guy will have a hard time getting back into relationships.
Yeah, it's very similar.
But it's very different reasons. Like,
Yeah.
I had a problem getting back into it because I wanted to fuck people up.
Yeah.
You know? And I didn't want to play by society's rules. You know? Like, maybe I can't kill that dude. What the fuck are you talking about? That motherfucker's
pissed me
bad.
off.
I'm going to cut his head off. What are you talking about?
Although I
You know.
kind of feel like that too.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
you know, and then like they don't understand
Over
me.
pretty minor
These
shit.
motherfuckers
honestly.
don't understand me. You know what I mean? It's just like that. And a lot of people in the comment sections that know me, you know, fucking like Murder Hornet and shit. He's a vet. He's a VA guy. I mean, I got VA disability for PTSD and multiple head injuries and all kinds of shit. It's rough on you. And
Yeah.
the female version of me is rough on her. She's probably toothless now, fucking crackhead, fucking can't. They get it worse. The girls actually get it worse, and it's been going on for fucking thousands of years.
Yeah, and like
Thousands
I said,
of
you
years.
can't really. Like I said, it's better now than it was, but you can't really ever shed that stigma
Yeah,
either. Like
Right.
once you've been a sex worker,
that's a wrap.
even now, people are still gonna be like,
Yeah,
like later on. Like I
you're
said,
not gonna
it's
be wife
better.
material. You're not gonna be wife material.
It's better than
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
Like people are more understanding about it nowadays, but it's still not.
Yeah, you're not going to be wife material. And because the only guys that are looking for wives really are guys in their 20s and 30s, and they're looking for virgin territory, basically. Look at somebody that can be the mother of their children and shit. That's not going to be some ex-hooker.
Yeah, they don't want to think about their kids being
No.
mothered by
Right.
someone that used to be a sex worker, even though they're a nice person.
They just
Like
don't
I
want
said.
anything to do with that. That's just too much problem.
Yeah. It's kind of weird because I kind of feel like dudes are all into sex workers when they want that. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
they don't
It's
wanna
just-
marry 'em.
But they don't want to marry
No.
them or
No.
anything like that. No.
Hell no.
It's a whole different thing. Which,
She's a mercenary woman. She's gonna
And
do
like
what
I
she
said,
wants
and
to
a
do.
lot of times she was kind of... a lot of people don't choose that,
No.
to be honest. It's just kind of like
circumstances. They
yeah,
come
it's
up
just
homeless. Or
bad
No
circumstances.
fucking money. No family support. But see, there's a lot. That's where a lot of soldiers come from.
Yeah, same thing. So,
Same
yeah,
thing.
like you said, it's kind of the same thing.
You know what I mean? They have to leave home.
They don't have any
they
other
can't
options.
stay there. They're young. They got a lot of energy. They're fucking, you can be a man of action. So you sell yourself into an army.
Yeah.
Now, some countries don't even have that. But I happen to be lucky to be living in the United States, and you could sell yourself to the empire, which is what I did. If you did that in Russia, in the Soviet Union, well, first of all, they drafted you. You had to go. You didn't really get anything out of it.
Yeah.
So, let me go rest of
Oh, Joseph says the unexplained episode was the search for extraterrestrial life. the one that had Steve Merrill.
Okay, all right. He knows that one?
That's
Damn.
right. I thought that it was maybe a UFO one. Because I feel like he's pivoted more to, like, talking about UFOs lately. I'm not entirely sure. But like I said, when I wrote books with him and stuff, we were talking about poltergeist shit mostly, like hauntings and stuff. Because that's kind of what he was doing at that point. But I think he's pivoted a little bit to, like, doing more UFO stuff. He does, they do, like, a monthly magazine that comes out, too. And they write about UFO stuff and paranormal stuff. But I feel like UFO is mostly, that's what everybody wants to read about. And you know what? It's like, I always find ghost shit more interesting than UFO shit. Yeah, I know, like, UFOs could be real and everything like that, but I don't know. For some reason, I just don't find that all that interesting. I think ghosts are way more interesting. Yeah, I saw something that I wanted to answer, but maybe it just went away. Oh, I think it was Danny that said something, and it's like, because his comments, like, disappear after a few minutes. I'm not really sure why that is. That must be some setting that he has on. But he said something, and I was going to comment on it, and now I can't remember what it was. It just popped up at the bottom. But I don't know. I like that you see sex workers the same way that you see soldiers. Because like you said, when you point out like that, it is pretty much the same thing. Like, it's different. It's different experiences, obviously, but it's
a different job, but it's
essentially
they're
the same
gendered
thing.
The male gender to that job, basically, the equivalent would be soldiering. Fucking working in a brothel or hookers or shit like that. That's the female equivalent, because the female's best job in something like that would be an entertainer. That goes way back fucking to ancient Rome.
And to be honest, it's like, I'm kind of like, I don't look down on women that do that, because it's like, I wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah,
like I said,
you gotta be tough.
Well, I mean, we do videos and shit like that, but it's like, that's easy.
Me and you.
We just do this, me and you, just in our house and shit like that. Other people are watching, but it's like not that big of a deal.
The problem with the females, their problems are different, because with a female, the act of sexual copulation is a lot more personal than it is for a guy. For a guy, it's not very personal. It's not invasive, really. And we're just built to do that. You know what I mean? Fucking sperm is cheap. Eggs are not cheap.
Not at all.
So a woman feels like she's being kind of invaded.
Yeah.
You know? Well, she has to kind of numb herself to that and allow the client to have his way without getting feels for the dude or to fucking hate herself.
Yeah.
So it has to be kind
which
of
is hard to do.
Which has to be kind of like a mechanical act, and it has to be kind of like, what do you call it? Acting.
Yeah.
Something. It's a presentation, or, you know, you're entertaining this client, and then you have to be able to step away from it. Well, that can fuck a lot of women up, because they're just not built for it. I don't think the average woman's built for it.
And
they're always going to be kind of fucking feel like they're slightly violated by it. Some women can take to it, but it's not normal.
Like I said, I have known some women or heard of some women that were into it and really liked that, and it really didn't seem to bother them. But that's a minority.
Yeah.
Most women, even if they do it for a long time, they have coping mechanisms.
Yeah.
Because it's not a normal situation. Right. So you really have to, like, I would never be able to do anything like that. Well, because one, I'm not good at pretending
to like some dude. Yeah.
To like people.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
I'm really bad at that. Some people are good at that, but I am not.
It'd probably be a good dominatrix, though.
And we actually discussed this because I was like, I could do that. Like, I could have a dude come in and I could just like spit on him and step on his nuts and shit. Like, I could do that and like tell him how much he sucked. I'm like, yeah, I could do that because that would be real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'd be like, yeah, you're disgusting. And like I said, like, that would actually be fun, kind of.
Yeah.
But it's just like, if I have to like pretend to like you, and it's like, ooh, look at this penis.
You're giving this dude a girlfriend experience.
I can't do that.
You're giving this dude a girlfriend experience, and you don't like him.
No,
or if you do like him, you give him the girlfriend experience, and all of a sudden you're in love with him. But then he just paid, and he's got a woman.
Right.
He's got a wife back at home. So now you're fucked up. So I think the average woman doesn't do well. I would not recommend that. I don't recommend that profession. There's only a certain kind of woman that can do it. And I've done the fucking profiling of the ones that can do it. The ones that can do it tend to be older, over 30. Maybe they already have kids. They've already been married.
And they've already done that.
They've already done the traditional shit. So now they're going to go James Bond and they're going to become a mercenary.
Sure. I get it.
They might do that for a while. And, but you see, that's a lot more of a healthy situation because that woman knows who she is and who she isn't. So she can role play better.
Yeah.
She doesn't take it personally because this isn't me. I'm just doing this.
Yeah, I'm just going into a different,
Yeah. And if a dude says something sideways to her, like, bitch, you don't know me.
Yeah.
She can just shrug it off.
Right.
Because she's acting.
It's a lot harder when you're young. When you haven't really established.
Yeah, haven't really established your identity too well. That's why dudes like Epstein in the show were telling me he was looking for girls that were molested at a really early age because they have identity problems.
Yeah,
you don't get in on it.
Honestly, I don't think I really got my shit together. I mean, and I'm kind of a person. I'm kind of unusual because I kind of feel like I knew what I was like early. Yeah. But even then, I still wasn't sure what was going on until probably my mid to late 30s. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Because you still hold kind of ideas that aren't supported by truth. That just
sure. And it's just so...
It takes a while to realize that, this is not the way... the way they told me it is not really the way it is.
And the thing about it, it's like, even now, like, now that I'm, in my early 50s, and it's just kind of like... even now I still have like a lot of holdover shit from back then, which, you try to get rid of, but it never really leaves you. But I do think it's gotten a lot better than, cause shit, man, like I was married to my first husband till I was 38 or something like that. And then after that, I kind of just went fucking wild cause I hadn't really done that much in my teenage years. So I was just kind of like, woo, I'm free and blah, blah, blah. And I did all this other kind of crazy shit that I probably wouldn't have done otherwise. But
that's why I gave you your distance back then.
Yeah, I know.
All right, fucking, and that was Sonia. She was like, you don't want to hook up with her right now. She's brand new. She was kind of right about that. She's like, let her live.
I was banging everybody.
Yeah.
Well, no, I wasn't.
Everybody.
Not everybody.
Jenny's,
maybe like 3 people. Yeah. It wasn't that big
Jen's
of a deal.
body count is barely into fucking double digits.
It's
barely.
Not even. I think it's
yeah.
maybe 8.
Yeah.
I think is what my
Which
body
to
count
me is amazing, really.
Well, I was married for a long time. I was married for 14 years, and I never cheated on that dude. I don't do that. So, that's just not my thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, most of my body count was racked up after I got divorced.
Yeah. I watched it happen.
Yeah, you did. You were there for a lot of it.
You were good, though. You picked good dudes.
Yeah, I'm not...
They were nice guys.
I'm not totally stupid.
No. They were nice guys.
No one hit me. Nobody did nothing like that.
Yeah. So we were like, what the fuck are you talking about? Me and Jen were friends before we were going out. We hung out at the club together for a long time. We hooked up a couple times, but we weren't official.
Yeah, it was just
we were dating other people.
It was a weird thing where it's just kind of like I was...
we became best friends, and then it started to...
Yeah. Like, I was getting divorced.
Yeah.
We met, I think we kind of hooked up a couple times.
When you were getting divorced.
When I was in the middle of the divorce.
Yeah.
And then...
You were separated, though. He knew.
Oh, yeah. He knew. Yeah,
he
knew.
Yeah.
We weren't sleeping in the same room or anything.
Right,
we were living in the same house. We were sleeping in the same room. Like, he knew what was going on. And, because we had already decided at that point. We were just working out how shit was going to go with the house and everything. Yeah. So, but then, like, you were kind of dating other people. I was dating other people. But we just kind of started... We just hung out all
We couldn't
the time.
stop hanging out with each other, just constantly fucking...
Yeah. It's just, even when we were dating other people, we'd just be like, well, I'll drive you to the club. And
we would hang out at the club, talk about people we were dating.
Yeah.
Like, that bitch is this and that. Or you're like, yeah, this guy. We talk shit about people we were dating. Sometimes. Depending on what the situation was.
And
maybe
then,
at the same time.
And then, like, after a while of doing that, everybody we knew were just like, Jesus Christ, why don't you guys just go out?
Yeah.
For fuck's sake. They were just, like, tired of seeing us together.
It took about 2 years, I think.
Yeah, like
year and a half.
Year and a half, something like that. But, finally.
Yeah. Okay, Joseph says, can you believe in ghosts and still be an atheist? Yeah, you can. Because an atheist is a person who doesn't believe in a religion. And you don't have to believe in a religion to see a ghost. I consider myself basically a mythicist, or that's kind of atheist.
I am absolutely an atheist.
But I've been in bad houses that I wouldn't call it a ghost, but maybe like a ghost, but I couldn't see anything. And then I've also seen poltergeist, which is not a ghost, but
I don't know if I actually believe in ghosts as in
depends on how you
the
describe
lingering spirit of someone that once lived.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that could happen.
More like a psychic impression in the area.
Yeah, I kind of feel like, because the thing about it is that if there's ghost phenomena or paranormal phenomena of some kind, like poltergeist stuff, I think there's a scientific explanation for it. We just don't know what it is yet, I think is what it is. So I don't think that it's necessarily... I don't think you necessarily have to believe in a higher power or anything like that, because I think they're two different things. Because I absolutely do not... And I've been an atheist since I was a kid. Like, so... But I'm pretty skeptical about paranormal shit, too. I'm very skeptical about it. But you know what I mean? I've seen it, but I don't think that it's ghosts or demons or anything like that. I thought that's you doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Weird shit was happening as my dad was dying. I didn't know he was dying, or not consciously.
Our smoke alarms kept going off.
Kept going off.
That was one thing that kept happening.
Yeah. And
before we found out that your dad was dying.
Yeah. It was trying to tell me something.
Yeah, our smoke alarms kept going off.
Yeah.
Like the one in the bedroom would go off.
Yeah.
Like it would beep like several times.
And then stop.
And then the one in the hall would beep
a
bunch of times. And then it would stop.
Yeah.
And we just changed the battery in the bedroom one because it was making that noise like a month ago.
And it started going. I was watching Frighteners, and fucking Lieutenant Dammers was fucking going on about your psychic phenomena is fucking making this happen. Jeffrey Combs, and I was fucking
I love Jeffrey
zooming into what he was saying. I was getting freaked out, and it went pip, 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 pip.
Yeah.
And I walked underneath there, and it did a couple more of them, and then it stopped.
Isn't it funny at this stage? When I always know when you're upset about something.
Yeah.
Because some weird shit will happen. That like the TV will turn itself on and off, or the smoke alarm will go off, or something will fly off the the bookshelf or something. Yeah. Like, and I'm like, oh, Tom must be upset about something. Because you don't say usually, but that's kind of what I think. So that's why I'm not scared of it usually. Although if you got mad enough, like I said, you might like wing a brick at my head or something.
I don't know. It wouldn't hurt you, I don't think.
I don't think you would.
Yeah.
Because you never seem to get that mad at me.
It's not me. It's another version of me. It's another facet of me. It's the thing that controls fucking characters in your dreams at night. The other characters. I don't trust it fully, but,
Well,
I don't think it doesn't have anything against you. If anything, it would hurt me.
Yeah. But, I'm always going to worry. But it's just kind of like, when you were on Tren.
Yeah.
And, you were saying all this crazy shit. And I was, like, afraid that you were going to, like, murder me. Because that has happened.
Well, I have not murdered you.
But...
when did I murder you?
No... yeah, you murdered me before.
You said that happened.
No.
What are you talking about?
No, I said I was worried that you would murder me. That's what I said. So then, like, you told me later, it's like, oh, I never would have hurt you. I was just, like, worried about, like, dudes and stuff. But, see, I didn't know that. So, like, at the time, I was just kind of like, oh, my God, he's just going to shoot me in the back of the head one night because he's acting all crazy and shit like that.
No, I had no anger towards you at all.
I know, but, see, I didn't know that because you were acting crazy.
Yeah.
Well, you were acting like erratic, so I didn't really know what to.
I didn't notice it.
Well, of course you didn't notice it, but I noticed it.
Yeah.
So that's why I was saying it's like I know in real life, given that you're normal, you would never hurt me ever.
Yeah.
I know that, but it's just kind of like I wasn't sure because you were acting like a lunatic.
Yeah.
So I was just kind of like, this is bad. It's like
Yeah.
I was just thinking, like, you get upset and you'd, like, shoot me in the back of the head one night when I was sleeping or something. Like, I didn't know. Like, I didn't know.
No, I wasn't mad at you at all.
I know. But it seemed like you were.
No, I wasn't, though.
It seemed like you were.
Yeah.
Yeah, you told me that later.
Yeah.
But
you didn't ask me. You should have
realize.
asked me. Had you asked me,
I was scared to.
Really?
To be honest.
No, Trent fucking makes you go crazy, but I wasn't mad at you.
I was scared to ask you anything.
No.
Because of the crazy shit you were saying.
Yeah.
I was just kind of like, if I ask him about it, he's just going to be like, he's going to go off on me.
No.
And I don't know what's going to happen.
I mostly kept to myself. I was trying to hide.
Yeah, and I didn't know what was going on with that either. Because like I said, you didn't tell me until later. So it was just kind of like...
I knew Tread had me. Tread makes you a fucking werewolf. It makes you the goblin out of fucking Spider-Man.
Right. Yeah. So it's like, so that's kind of the same thing, like with the poltergeist thing.
Yeah.
It's like, I know in real life, 99.9% of the time, you would never ever hurt me in real life. I know you wouldn't. But it's just kind of like, what if you got like super mad at me for whatever reason? Like, I don't ever do anything that would make you that mad, I wouldn't think. But if I
don't really get mad.
You don't, well, I mean, I don't know.
No, I never
What was the last time you got really, really mad at me? I don't even remember that.
I don't think I get mad at you.
I don't even remember you getting like super mad at me. I don't do anything that maddening, I feel like. You know what I mean? Not like that dude you were talking about on the police video you watched earlier.
Oh, yeah. There's a...
yeah, he was telling me about this before the show.
There's a channel called Police Activity. It's on YouTube.
He loves that shit. I can hear the yelling from down the hall.
Yeah, I'll be fucking, don't do it! Dudes will fucking... straight from Venezuela will be sitting there and see the cops, and the cops want to talk to him, and he just like bows up and pulls a knife and runs straight at the cops. Like, you can do that, or because I grew up partially in South America. I kind of know what they're thinking. Cops in South and Central America are just they write tickets. They can't shoot anybody. They'll get in trouble. So they come
so
here.
Much paperwork.
Yeah, they come here, and the cops want to talk to them, and they'll just fucking try to intimidate the cops and chase them off by pulling a knife. These are New York cops, man. They fucking cut him down in a hail of gunfire.
They'll just
kill you. And they did it in front of one of the other dudes, and they were just like, oh, yeah. If you run at a cop with a fucking knife, he shoots you. He kills you. You move too fucking quickly in front of a fucking cop.
Actually, you just reach for your pocket, and he'll probably shoot you.
Yeah, if he's got a gun out on you, you stay right there, and you fucking reach for your pocket, you're dead, man. All right? This is the fucking Wild West. It was never not the Wild West. There was the Wild West, and it got wilder as the United States aged, all right? Don't fucking make a fucking quick move around these cops. They'll just cut you low, all right? There will be no questions asked because they're just following the orders, and they got cameras on them. Well, and they'll go, yeah, that's right. He made a quick move and fucking grabbed into his pocket. Yeah, there you go. All right?
They'll get away with it.
Well, I would do it, too. If I said, you stay right where you are, and dude reached into his pocket, no, I'm going to kill you. Because you might be pulling out a gun. Total obedience, or I kill you. You know, I come from that culture. That's the way it was in the military. That's the way it would be in police. I show up, I'm in charge. Any fucking problem, I'll just kill you. You know, because I want to go home at night. I want to get my pay. I don't care if it hurts your feelings or your family's cry. I hope they cry real fucking hard. You know what I mean? It's just Darwin happening. Anyway. Dude, you make me talk about this shooting now.
Well, you were talking about it earlier, so I thought you might want to talk
got some scissors. He's trying to kill himself. He's threatening to kill himself. The cops show up.
Well, the reason why he wanted to kill himself, that's why I brought it up.
Yeah. He had his little wife was cheated on him. He went through her phone, found out she was cheating on him with some black dude she was going to school with. And he's fucking losing.
So he got a little upset.
Yeah. And he told the cops, he's asked them, you guys
out of
ever
all
killed
proportion,
anybody?
I feel.
He says, he was done. He was through. He goes, I did everything for you, and this is blah, 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 blah. He's going off on this little girl. She's crying, oh, Max, it's going to be okay. Fucking, and the cops are like, man, we don't want to fucking do it. Just settle down, bro. We know you're upset. And he's like, fuck it. I'm sick of this shit. He goes, he asks, if you guys ever killed anybody before, ask me, have you ever shot anybody before? And they're not answering the question. And fucking, he just runs straight at him with some scissors, and they just fucking mow him down right in front of the wife.
I mean, he did that on purpose.
Well, he said he wanted to die.
Well, the thing about it, like I said, the reason I brought that up was because you mentioned it before, and I was just kind of like, I can't imagine. No, I can't imagine. I can't imagine being that mad at your spouse or your girlfriend or whatever.
It was a spouse. They were married.
That you would just let the cops shoot you.
He was through. He said he wanted to go.
I can't imagine being that upset about it.
This dude was.
I'd be upset. I'm not saying that.
It was
but not so upset that I'd let cops shoot me.
Well, the comment section is like, why'd he kill himself over that hoe? Had he just calmed down, fucking the next day, he would have just left her.
See, that's kind of what. Yeah. And the thing about it, and that happens a lot. It's like people do shit in the heat of the moment.
Yeah.
It's like, I get it. I get that he was really upset. I'd have been really upset if the same thing had been happened to me. But you have to think that, well, you run into a hail of gunfire.
Yeah.
You're not. Tomorrow, a couple days from now, everything might look a little bit different.
It was funny because he was going through irate, and then he'd get calm, and he'd talk to the cops like he's like, "Look, man, I know you guys don't have anything to do with this. I don't really. You have to forgive me for putting you through this, because he's.
I mean, at least he did that.
Yeah. But then he fucking charged him with that fucking pair of scissors.
Because the cops are probably like, well, we didn't want to have to shoot the dude either because now we have all this paperwork to go through, and they got to go to like the therapy and all that.
No, I got it all on camera. They're fucking. But
Well, I don't think. They wouldn't have gotten in trouble. I'm just saying that they usually have to, after they shoot a person, they usually like send them to therapy and they do all this paperwork and shit like that. Yeah. They have to go through this whole rigmarole. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
American Military 100 says, "Oh, Jenny, Tom would never murder you. That's your immersion in the true crime research that caused you to think that."
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, but see, you never know because
this is how these bitches are.
You can't. Well, you can't 100%.
Now all of a sudden I'm a murderer.
No. Nobody said that.
Hold on, let me go rest.
I'm just saying that a lot of times you watch. Yeah, I do watch a lot of true crime, but it's like
we're gonna share this.
Well, there would be good if there was more ice in it.
Well, it'll water it down. Just drink it.
I'm from Florida. I want ice in my shit. You know what I mean? I don't like this room temperature drink situation.
That's not room temperature. That's cold.
It's not cold.
Oh shit! Listen to how these bitches fucking drive me down. These bitches. Okay, all right.
Well, I mean, you're going that way.
I wasn't going that way.
You were. You're going to the bathroom. You're coming right by the ice machine. Oh my goodness. So, so anyway, I remember what I was talking about. But yeah, so see, that's kind of what I worry about because you hear these cases where she's like, I started going out with this dude. We got married. We were married for like years and years. We had kids and all this other kind of crap. And then all of a sudden, this dude's doing all kind of crazy shit. Well, look at, like cases we've talked about. Yeah. Thank you. Cases we've talked about online. Look at like fucking BTK or somebody like that. Bitch was married, had kids, years and years. She didn't know shit about that. And so that's always, I trust him 100%. Well, 99.99%, as much as I trust anybody. But it's like you can't trust anybody 100% because there's always that thought in the back of my mind. Always that thought. Man, BTK did all that shit for like 30 fucking years. And his wife and his kids didn't know. It's like I always think that. I can't help it. That's just the way I am. That's just the way I am. Like I said, I'm in all that true crime shit. I know it's rare, but it does happen. I know he would never, ever, ever do anything. But there's always that, always that tiny, tiny little percentage. Tiny percentage. Let's see. Okay, so Zach said, so he's talking about the script. This character has telekinesis, and he's learning how to control it because it keeps involuntarily activating from stress. Oh my god, I love that idea. That's awesome. He has empathic abilities too that overwhelm him, and is amnesiac on top of that. Zach is talking about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what I was talking. I said, dude, I do trust you. I know you wouldn't murder me, probably. But it's just, you know what I mean?
Fucking weird.
I watch so much true crime shit. It's just like, so there's always that tiny little thought in the back of my mind. Is he a serial killer?
Women love to be scared.
Is he a serial killer?
Women love to be scared.
Well, no, it's not. We don't love to be scared. That's inaccurate. We don't like to be ambushed. We don't like to be taken by surprise. Okay. So you always have to have that thought in the back of your mind. Maybe this could go sideways. You have to have that that warning thing on like all the time. You have to, because you never know. So it's not so much that we like that. It's just a survival mechanism. That's what it is.
Zach, gay Zach, should I have my hat on or off? I'm gonna leave it up to you.
Some people are saying you might put the wig on. Maybe you should put the wig on. I mean, oh, he might do a wig.
I'm gonna do a wig.
Oh, everybody's gonna be excited. You haven't done a wig in a long time.
No.
Find a wig in there. Don't close one of the cats in the closet, because I'm watching. Bambi likes to run in the closet. She got trapped in there one day, and I didn't know shit. I literally opened the closet for like a second, and she like ran in there, I guess, and I didn't see her. And later she was like yelling for me to let her out. Oh, he's putting on his like Danzig wig.
I got my favorite wig.
That's your favorite one?
Yeah.
You probably should brush it.
I'm going to.
I'm just gonna tell you.
Oh man, this is fucked up.
I told you, you can't just.
This wig is fucked up.
You can't just put them on. You gotta like brush them and style them and stuff.
This shit here, man, looks like. What the fuck? Look at this shit.
Come on the thing.
What
This
the
is, it's
fuck?
great. Look at
What
this.
did you
Look
do
at
to
this.
my hair, Jim?
I didn't do anything to
What
it.
did you do to my hair, man?
Would you
Man,
like?
none of this shit works.
Would you like a brush?
Yeah, none of this shit works.
Tammy's like, yeah. Oh my
None
god.
of this shit works.
So
man.
fun. I love the wigs. It's so easy for you to put a wig on because you're bald.
Yeah.
But you do have to brush them. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't just like put them on and have them look good.
This thing's got a fucking little.
Zach says he looks like the homeless dude from Mulholland Drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, not quite that bad. You gonna pop out from behind a dumpster?
My shit used to look pretty with this wig on. This wig's fucked up now. I used to be able to do Danzig.
It's all right. Just you gotta.
Well, now that I have
where
the
have you
beard
come
and the
from?
mustache, though, I look fucking funny.
You don't. No, you don't.
Okay.
You look like you could be in like a.
Where's the
like
comb?
like a gothic metal band.
Yeah.
In the bathroom where it always is. There's all kind of brushes in there.
All right.
Although the big brush,
Yeah.
that's Pookie's brush.
Pookie, I got a fucking brush. All right. Yeah. Okay. Now I found a fucking pretty boy brush. I'm gonna get pretty with this shit.
That was like not super stiff, so you might have a hard time. But
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Is that one okay?
I'm gonna start brushing my hair. These girls are gonna love it.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Is it like ASMR?
Yeah. I am
my
your king. I am your king.
Oh.
There you go. Doing some AMS.
Ooh.
You like that?
Oh.
Yeah.
Zach says, idea for this year's Halloween costumes, you should dress as each other.
That would never work.
You don't have good boobs.
Yeah.
You'd have to get your tits pierced.
Yeah.
Which I'll do it. But you won't let me do it.
Uh-uh.
Just like you won't let me peg you.
It's fucking women, man.
I'm just teasing you.
So this is what would happen. I'm gonna send out a warning to you dudes, all right? Don't
A
ever
warning
let these
to men.
women. Don't ever let these women try to peg you, because what'll happen is fucking they'll start off with something small, okay, and fucking.
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna stick like a big fucking.
They're gonna start with something small, and then all of a sudden you're gonna go, yeah, that's not that bad, and then before you know it, she's got you like getting bigger and bigger, and then
Yeah.
you're like having to have sex with fire hydrants and shit.
Sure.
You're jumping up and down on fire, and you're like a
Hey, now
you're like
I
an
would
ass
submit.
king. You know what I mean? You're
I
like
would
an ass
submit.
king. You're like a super bottom. See, and then she's gonna have you all turned out, and she's gonna be like, I knew you were an asshole. And she's gonna fuck with you, man. Do not fucking do that shit, man.
Time to
Leads
see him
down
when
a
we get
fucking-
started on that road.
That shit don't start down that
Here's the
fucking road.
thing, though.
This is.
Here's the thing.
Then she's gonna tell all your friends.
Look at
She's gonna tell
all.
all your friends.
I would never.
She's gonna
Well,
tell-
maybe.
See,
maybe a couple people.
see, because
No, I wouldn't.
It's about power dynamics,
Hey!
and they want to tell everybody. see?
Tom, you send porn of me to people that I don't even know about. So,
No, you know, they're all people you know.
I'm just saying. You send it without asking me. So it's
don't
just
have
like,
to, man.
so
They're
why?
public.
So why are you getting upset?
Why do you get upset? You know,
No,
she-
I'm just
she
saying
doesn't get
that
upset.
you shouldn't be upset if I told other people about
I'm into
it.
porn a lot of times too.
Because
now that-
thank you, Jeffy Art,
Thank
for
you.
being such a sport, Tom.
Yeah.
I like the hair.
Just understand.
I'm just saying.
Understand
You
where
have
he's
bought.
understand where
This is
women are
probably.
coming
I
from.
mean, I was gonna say it's TMI, but holy shit, this is the Sidetrack show. You guys know how it goes. You have bought me some giant fucking dildos.
yeah, but they're mostly just for.
Many of them are painful.
They're just for looks, though.
And I'll. I'm down with that,
It's just for the fucking videos.
but you don't want to do it though.
Hell no.
You don't want to do it.
It's not a man's job.
All right.
See, they try to put something up in your booty, man. Do not fucking listen to these women.
That's not cool, Tom.
So you want me? Oh, so taking it up my ass makes it cool.
No, I'm just saying.
Cool then.
No, I said it wasn't cool that you said don't listen to us. We already have enough of a problem with dudes listening to us, so it's, you know what I mean.
No, I can go on and on about how dudes actually shouldn't listen to women. I can give fucking examples.
Well, you for sure never listen to me.
I can
so
give
that's
examples.
For sure.
There are certain things.
Why do you think we're so frustrated with y'all all the time?
Don't do it.
No, I'm just saying y'all never listen because you don't listen.
Real man doesn't listen.
That's another shirt we should make.
Yeah, real man don't listen. Yeah. Well, see.
Yeah, we don't love that.
What happened? If you ask a woman, all right, this has been proven. You ask a woman what she wants in a man, she's gonna say, "Well, he's got to be a billionaire. He's got to be fucking 6'5".
Everybody wants that.
He's got to fucking have a fucking 6-pack, and he's got to fucking." And she's gonna name all this shit she'll never get. You know what I mean? And she's, "Well, that I will not settle for anything less than that." Then she goes to the club and meets a guy who's 5'5". She likes. She goes out with him. Don't listen to them.
I've told you before. That's a stupid way of judging what people's like types are.
That was just
because dudes say that shit too. Like,
that's just basic though.
Right.
That's just a very basic thing. Very basic.
Look at who people end up with, like in relationships with.
Yeah.
Not who their ideal thing is.
Right,
because like, look, my ideal house would be like a fucking castle in Ireland with like that looked like fucking Dracula shit. I know I'm never gonna have that.
Yeah.
So it's like that's dumb to think that it's like, oh, all girls want to live in a fucking castle. That's stupid. You know what I mean? Like people's ideals, that's not boots on the ground. That's not like realistic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's
like
what
I'm saying.
That's like
just an example.
That's like a dumb thing to use as like a judge.
That's just an example.
To like say that why you should never listen to like what women say, because dudes say stupid shit too. Here's these like you know.
Well, also
300-pound 40-year-old dudes that are like, I want a hot 18-year-old.
Yeah, they got those.
That's unrealistic also.
But I understand why that is ridiculous. That's fucking ridiculous. All right, I hear dudes say that. I'm like, you fucking tripping, dude.
That's what I mean. It's ridiculous always. But like I said, that's an ideal, and I think most people know that that's not going to happen.
But then there's other things that it's mostly younger women saying this that I'm seeing that they do this shit on TikTok. They don't say it much anymore, but they used to say, "Well, we want guys that are emotionally available and that they're
everybody wants
kind
that.
of like that they're sensitive and shit." But then they fucking meet guys like that and they friend zone them. That's not what they want. They actually like a dude who's fucking pretty alpha. He's got a fucking 6-pack.
Well, like I said,
all the other girls like him.
It depends on the dude.
He's kind of ignoring her, and she fucking likes that.
It depends on the dude.
If you give a woman too much of attention, especially early on, before you know her, she's gonna go, "Oh, he's creepy." You know. So don't.
Well,
give
if you're too.
No, you mean that.
Well, it's a fine line, and like I said, you can't say across the board because everyone's different. So it's just kind of like, if a dude gives you too much attention at like when you don't know him that well, that comes across as needy and so creepy. Yeah. That comes across as creepy.
My advice, dudes, to you dudes, is basically ignore women. The more you ignore them, the more they'll actually like you if you look good, because they just see you as aloof.
Now, if you don't look good,
it won't matter.
Then it won't matter.
You're invisible.
They'll ignore you either way.
Yeah, 80% of dudes are invisible, and you have to be realistic. You have to know when you're invisible, and it's going to be pretty obvious. Now, here's the thing: you've chosen to be invisible if you're invisible, because basically, fucking, you get in the gym, you fucking get jacked and shit. You look fucking great. You're no longer invisible. And I've been looking at the fucking data. Having a good body and being jacked, actually, a woman will take that over height. Used to be that I thought that fucking the data would suggest that if the dude's over 6 foot, he's got it made. No, because a lot of those dudes that are over 6 foot are overweight, or they look like shit, or they don't have any personality.
Yeah, it's not important.
I could beat out of dudes in their 6 foot tall dudes all the fucking time. You know. just because of other qualities. Women are kind of in the general thing. They like an overall quality, the overall score.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I think we're a lot more. I don't want to say forgiving, but we're a lot more Flexible.
Yeah.
There's a lot more. If you don't look good, quote unquote, like if you're weird looking or something like that, that's not a deal breaker. Like if you have a bunch of other shit that you could offer, like if you're super funny or you're super
rich,
interesting, or if you have
rich,
money
rich
or
and interesting,
or
fun.
Charismatic or fun or something like that,
Yeah.
then your looks don't really matter as much.
I mean, there are dudes out there that are conventionally not good looking, but they're fucking babe magnets. You know, some of them are like Hollywood guys. You know what I mean? Where you look at the dude and he's kind of goofy looking, but no, women like the dude, like that dude from fucking we were just talking about, Buscemi. Buscemi's not.
Steve Buscemi is weirdly hot.
Yeah, he's not traditionally good looking, but women like him.
He's weirdly hot.
If you see certain photographs of him in different roles and shit, you can see why. You know, he's got a good character.
It's hard for me to say because I mean this is coming from a girl that my first crush was Ted Cassidy, who played Lurch on the original Addams Family show. So it's just kind of
striking appearance helps, guys.
That's what I mean. I kind of like striking. Right. I don't necessarily like if you're just like good looking. Like I said, a lot of the sort of like A-list type of actors or whatever, they all kind of look the same.
Kind of generic.
Me.
Yeah.
No. So it's just kind of like that's fine, but they're not interesting. You know what I mean? They just look like all the other ones.
Stop it, Pokey.
So I like some interest.
Yeah.
Like, even if you're, like, kind of weird looking, or if you have, like... And, like I said, you have to be also, like, charismatic. You have to be, like, interesting. Funny. I like funny. You know, shit like that.
Tammy says William Dafoe. That's another one.
Oh, yeah. Willem Dafoe is super hot.
Not a traditionally good-looking...
He's super hot,
handsome guy, but magnetic. Women like him.
Yeah.
And he's got a striking face, and the roles that he does and the way he handles himself, women like that.
Yeah.
Especially if he's famous and got money. Oh, that dude's a fucking
I mean, that helps too.
Yeah.
But like I said, even in the
Stop
wild...
it, Pookie. No.
Stop it, Pookie. Oh,
Stop
my God.
tearing up the paper. Nah.
We have
and she goes right over there to go do it again.
We have Christmas paper. She's like, but I was in the middle of something.
Stop eating the paper. No.
She's like, stop. You can't tell me what to do.
Yeah, don't. Yeah.
You can. Zach says Jack Nicholson, too. Yeah, when he was young. Not so much now that he's older. He's a little... I don't know.
Well, he's old now. That's an old
That's
guy
what I
now.
mean. He's like old.
Yeah.
But when he was younger, yeah, he was like, I wasn't super into that, but like, yeah, Willem Dafoe, Steve Buscemi, like I said, Ted Cassidy, the original Lurch from, I was really into that. I really liked John Malkovich. I really thought he was hot. Jeremy Irons. Ooh, I was all about Jeremy Irons.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Especially in Dead Ringers.
When I ride around, I go to a couple Starbucks that I go to. And I've been going there for probably about a year, 18 months. To all the different ones. I didn't realize it, but over time, all those people in there know my name, and I don't know their names. They all say hi to me when I come in and out. And I haven't said 2 words to those people. It's just one of the things, you know what I mean? But if I went in there fucking talking to everybody and fucking flirting with all the fucking girls or whatever, it wouldn't be that way.
Well, everyone would think you were
a
creepy weirdo.
Right.
Because that's what creepy weirdos do.
Yeah. No, I go in there and ignore everybody. And just listen to my stuff. But they all know my name.
Yeah.
They all come up and ask me how I'm doing. They all,
that's what I mean. It's like, that's kind of like, what you're saying, it's like, it's kind of better, especially if you're a dude.
The less you do, the better.
To be kind of aloof.
Yeah.
Because if you're too much... And I'm not talking about, like, when you're in a relationship. Yeah. Like, when you're in a relationship, obviously, you know, you should pay more attention and stuff. But when you're just kind of out in the wild...
Yeah.
If you're too interested, if you're too up in people's shit, like, it comes across as desperate and weird and creepy.
Yeah.
And most people are going to interpret it like that.
Yeah.
So... And the fact that you look the way you look, which a lot of people don't. Like, you know, you have the whole muscle thing, and you also have the kind of gothy
biker
thing,
shit.
And the biker thing.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people... And you always go in there and you have all your gear on and stuff.
Yeah.
So you kind of stand out. We've noticed that, like, when we go to... Like,
Pookie, I told you.
Pookie, stop. Holy crap.
She's trying to be the center of attention. No. No.
She's just
She
like,
looks at me all guilty and blinks. It's okay. It's okay.
she's
Stop
made a face
playing
like
with
that. But we've talked about that, like when we go to, the buffet and then we go to the mall, like we go to to the
We go to the
bookstore.
buffet. All the Chinese girls know us.
Yeah.
They're like, we're special.
Yeah,
It's
they're
funny.
always, how are you guys in? They like giggle and stuff,
they
and it's
giggle
just
and
like super
talking
funny.
and shit,
Because
yeah.
we're in there all the time,
Yeah, we look a lot different than the other people that go there. The other ones are very overweight, retired people, and they eat a lot. We need to go there tomorrow. I'm fucking hungry. But if they eat a lot,
Although
and
that Thai place we went to
Yeah, that place
last
was
weekend, god damn, that was good.
yeah, you want to go there?
I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what happened. Like,
Okay, I told you.
Pookie, stop! Holy crap!
Fuck.
Oh, she went like that and like she wagged her tail like, but then she went back to doing it.
You're in trouble now. You're in trouble. Don't try to hide. Don't try to hide. You're
But
on the show now.
Oh,
You're on
Pookie's
the show now. You come up here with Daddy.
Stop making all that noise.
See?
She's like, but the paper.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, we don't look like anybody that goes to that restaurant. We don't look like anybody that is in that mall. Like we go to the mall where the bookstore is, like and get coffee and stuff.
They're looking at us.
And we like watch people and like people are like looking at us like we have three heads or something.
Yeah.
We live in kind of it's a rural-ish
We're on the edge of the city.
sort of area.
But when we go over there, it's more rural.
Yeah. So it's like, so we don't look like everybody else. That's for sure.
Compared to Mississippi, this is big city.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Because it's not.
To her, she's, Daytona area.
Yeah, I grew up in like the Redneck Riviera.
That's like the redneck city. Yeah, so it's not. Pookie, I told you. She said, I know, Daddy. That's right, you get down.
You get down,
Down.
Pokey.
Get down.
Are you done?
Sit. Sit.
Okay, she decided she was done.
Sit. Okay.
But yeah, so last week, here's what happened. I don't think we talked about this last week, actually. Last Saturday, I said, you know what? I was watching, I think it was Hell's Kitchen. And I said, somebody on there made pad thai. And I was like, man, I haven't had pad thai in a really long time. I was like, we should go get some of that. So there's a Thai restaurant it's not as far as, Jesus Christ. It's not
Khan of Aslan's there. Much has changed. Yeah.
It's not as far as Ichiban.
Yeah.
But here's what happened. We drove to the place. Supposedly, it opened at noon. We got there at like 5 minutes before noon. And we pulled in the parking lot. Nobody else was there. I looked at the menu online. I'm like, yeah, this looks pretty good. It's like reasonably priced, blah, blah, blah. So we get there. And then noon passes. We wait 5-10 minutes. Tom went up and knocked on the door.
Yeah.
They didn't open.
Yeah.
So I was just kind of like, okay.
Fuck them.
And Tom's like, well, do you want to go to Ichiban instead? I was like, no, I really want some Thai food. So we looked on my phone, and it's like, there's another Thai restaurant like 3 miles from here. And it was in this kind
strip mall.
Just strip mall. There was like a fucking rent-a-center. Mm-hmm. There was a honey-baked ham. There was a Big Lots. I think it was a Big Lots or something like that. In there, and I think it was called, it had a weird name. Snay?
Yeah, Snay Thai.
Yeah. And it just looked like a tiny little whatever.
Oh,
and I was just kind of like,
shit was good, man.
Man, it was so good. Oh my God.
I got crab rangoon, which is a Chinese dish, and I said, I want to see what Thai crab rangoon is like. It was fucking good. They took the
holy shit.
They took
it was
the wonton
so
noodle. They had the cream cheese. They had canned crab.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, probably. And then turmeric in there, mixed in there, and it tasted like a little bit of sugar. What it tastes like to me. And then they deep fried it, and they gave it to you to dip into sweet, kind of like a sweet and sour sauce, like a Thai sweet and sour sauce.
Yeah, we split an appetizer.
Man, I said just those
Man,
little, just
so
that little,
good.
just that little twist to that Chinese recipe. They put a little Thai twist to it. Man, it was great. It was worth it.
And the filling was like, it was like pillowy.
Yeah.
It was like, it was really, yeah, I felt like there was a little bit of egg in there. Like it was super, super fluffy.
Yeah, and it was hot. You could all burn yourself on it. So that was what we had as the starters. And then I had Thai red curry, chicken.
Thai hot.
Thai hot.
He got it Thai hot.
It was good. It was. I can cook I can cook curry like that too. I know that the spice mix they were using. This comes in the can. I think it's called Dasani. I think is what it's called.
No, that's the water.
That's the water. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the water. Yeah. Dasani is water. Yeah.
No, you go to the Asian market and there's like
these
Thai
cans of
curry paste.
Yeah, and it comes in a can like a tuna can.
Yeah, there's like a yellow one, a hot pink one, a red one, a green one, and one other one.
And Jen got pad Thai, and that shit was great.
God, it was so good.
And,
It was like pork in it.
Yeah, and it had some invisible chick in her 40s with her mom over there bragging about how many times she's been to Thailand, trying to get our attention. Remember that? She tried to brag to that.
They were talking so loud.
I was like,
well, they came in like after we'd already started eating.
Yankees,
like,
Yankee tourists,
oh
or retirees. I didn't care that she went to Thailand, but she was announcing that she went to Thailand. Man, who gives a fuck? And she
I hate that. I hate when people like talk loud.
Yeah.
And they're like obviously just like, hey, everybody, be impressed with me. I'm like, nobody is. Just shut the fuck up.
Like, you're invisible, babe.
No one cares.
You're younger than my wife, and you don't look half as good. Okay, that's what I was thinking.
I didn't even see what she looked like. I didn't turn around. Because that, you know.
Anyway, I was surprised that the food was that good just in a little strip mall. And it was Thai people working there. So they knew what they were doing. The food
was so good.
I think it's a little family restaurant.
It was really good.
Yeah.
And it's like, and you wouldn't think that, like, just from the outside. Like I said, we just ended up there because the one that we were going to go to, which is across from the trough.
Yeah, it was a nicer place.
Was like they didn't open in time. So we were like, fuck this, I'm hungry. You know what I mean? So we just went to another one like 3 miles away and it was so good. I was like really surprised. Now I kind of want to go there tomorrow. All right, I gotta pee again.
All right. I don't know, though, man.
I'm gonna get another drink, too.
Because I might want to pile up on damn
it's
chicken and
like I said,
shrimp and shit.
I'm not.
And I want to see that movie.
I mean, I don't know if it's playing.
We'll check.
I just gotta check.
If the movie's not playing, then we'll have time.
All right.
And I got a fucking look. I want to tell you guys something. Going back to Mississippi, I inherited my dad's truck, but I couldn't bring it back. It was an F-150. So my cousin is down there trying to sell it. He's going to send me the money. But what I did what I did inherit and was able to bring back was all of my grandmother's fucking cast iron. All her cast iron cookware. I got 2 little frying pans, 4 big fucking frying pans of different depths with lids on it, a huge cast iron pot with a fucking handle on the top of it and a lid, a cast iron deep fryer. It's about that big around and about that deep, and it had an internal metal fucking like a basket with a cast iron lid on it, wooden handles, and it was all from the 50s, all from the early 50s. It was my grandmother's shit, and I've been cooking with it, and there's just nothing like real cast iron that has been seasoned since the 1950s. You talk about non-stick, you don't need a Teflon. You could cook an egg on any of this shit and it would just slide across the top of it. That's how non-stick it is. And I was cooking, I cooked some Thai curry in it. Excuse me, it was butter chicken, that's what it was. And I had the butter chicken in the bottom of the chicken fell to the bottom of the pan inside the sauce, and it was still able to brown, even though it was submerged in butter chicken sauce. That's how good cast iron cooks. I would probably think the only other thing that would ever rival it would be fucking copper pans, but even those I don't think they're quite as non-stick. Copper can heat up fast, but there's something about cast iron. And then I took those cast iron pads and made pan pizzas in them. I got part of a pan pizza down there in the refrigerator right now, last fucking slice. I was telling about all the damn cast iron I inherited.
That's right, yeah. He got like a whole...
Brought that back in that rental car in the fucking trunk. I haven't tried the cast iron deep fryer yet.
We need to try that out.
You know, like,
let's make some tempura or something.
No.
No?
No, what I'll do is I'll thaw those chicken thighs on the bone that I have down there, and I'll fucking bread them and deep fry them like deep fried chicken.
Okay.
Southern fried chicken, or
That sounds good too.
Yeah, I'll do that. I
Did you
don't
tell
know
him
how
about
many
the
will go
butter
in there.
chicken you made?
Maybe 2 thighs will go in there at a time. I'm not sure. But I just got to experiment with that deep fryer.
I mean, the butter chicken you made in the cast iron was really good.
I was telling them the fucking chicken was browning in the sauce.
Yeah.
You didn't have to brown it outside of the sauce. It was in the sauce.
Yeah, because normally you would.
Yeah, normally you would.
But
That's how good the conduction was.
now you're making me hungry.
Mm-hmm.
I had a little bit of the butter chicken earlier, like
Yeah.
several hours ago. But you know what I mean.
Pretty as I am, I'm going to start thirst trapping these motherfuckers.
Right?
I'm going to start
like
thirst
them.
trapping like the last time I thirst trapped and got all those damn super chats.
You might have to take like your pants off. Or
I took my
something.
pants off and everything.
You look like you should be in like fucking
Fucking coming out here.
like fucking, there he goes. You look like you should be in like
Thirst trap.
London After Midnight or something.
Yeah, like it should
oh,
be
he's
in a
stripping.
third.
Oh, he's stripping. Oh, look, he's got the jock mail gay underwear on. His gay underwear.
I'm going to stop it. Stop it. That's
Stop
all I'm
it.
going to do. That's all I'm going to do.
See,
Okay.
all I have to do is suggest it, and you'll do
Just
it.
suggest that shit. These bitches don't know. Every now and then a motherfucker got to demonstrate. Every now and then a motherfucker got to demonstrate. What you think of that, Zach? Go tell your boyfriend.
Oh my goodness. I love shows. I love when the show goes like this.
Zach said Tom should get a what?
A merkin. A
What's a
merkin.
merkin? I don't know what a merkin is.
I feel like I've heard that word before, but I'm not sure what it is.
I don't know what a merkin is.
Kind of Otson said that's another shirt, dude.
What's another shirt?
Wait, your underwear is another shirt?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't.
know
Yeah,
what
you
that
got it. I don't. Con, I don't know the fucking quote, bro. Got a thirst trap, a motherfucker. That might have been the down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean,
Yeah.
I do like all those gay underwear that you have.
All my underwear are gay.
They are pretty much.
They're all gay.
You don't have those super rainbow.
If you don't, no, they're not super red. They're all black, and red.
Black and red, black and
Yeah.
white, black
Yeah,
and. I think
yeah,
you have
black
black
and
and
green.
green.
Yeah. Yeah.
You do have the one that's black and red that's like,
Yeah.
that has like the ass hanging out though.
Yeah, yeah.
I like those ones.
I got something that a cup goes in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, foam cup.
He's like, here, I got these for you.
Dude, your fucking package be huge
with
and
his
shit.
little ass. It's hilarious. Hilarious. Well, like I said,
I'm
that
performing in that shit, man.
well, you know,
I need to wear that shit to the club. Next time we go to the club, I'll start fucking dancing. I'll take my pants off while I'm dancing. I'll
Yeah,
get my
that-
stripper
that
pants
sounds
on.
like some shit you would do.
I'll put some. I'll get that other pants and I'll cut them down in the middle, and put Velcro so I can just pull them off like a stripper.
Yeah,
Yeah, on the dance floor.
that would be awesome.
People would fucking love it, man. They would go
probably-
crazy.
They probably would.
Yeah.
Because that is totally some shit that you would think.
Yeah.
You're like, yep, that's Tom.
I'll do that shit too when Toby's out there.
Oh my god.
Oh man, fucking Toby showed up last time. Fucking me and Jim were dancing, and Toby fucking comes up and starts dancing. I back up against the fucking DJ booth, and he's fucking going down on his knees like he's blowing me. The girls are fucking loving it. He wasn't blowing me though. It just looked like it.
He was just
It
pretending.
just looked like it. He's just playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll do that
Had
with
my
the.
hand on his head.
He'll do that with that. He'll do that with the girls too.
Yeah, he does
he'll-
with the girls,
He'll
yeah.
kind of kneel down and
Yeah.
like pretend he's like eating your pussy.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean.
Better
Not,
watch
like,
it. He'll
not
put
really.
his hands up in you. He put his hands up and just grabbed Jet's puss one time. I didn't mind. It was a long time ago. Fucking, he's a friend of ours, but he was drunk.
He was super drunk.
super fucking drunk.
It did surprise me
Yeah.
because all of a sudden, because
Yeah.
you know, I was just wearing something that didn't have any.
If you're new to the show, Toby's my club buddy, and he's a leather daddy. He's a little bit older than me. He's a nurse that works down at the fucking Orlando hospital. He's in real good shape. Fucking girls. It was.
Yeah,
I told
he
him
looks
once
great, and he's a great. His
Duke
his
can
whole
dance.
aesthetic is
Yeah.
great, and he's
Duke
a
can
really
dance.
good dancer.
Yeah, and man, we've seen shit over the fucking past 15 years with that dude. He'd be out there dancing, and
He's awesome. I love him.
and the girls would just be fucking drooling over him. And I'd be talking to him sometimes. I'm like,
It's like it's too bad
I'm
you're
like,
not straight.
dude, man, you are fucking hurting these women's feelings, man. Fucking, why are you walking away from this shit? You know what I mean? Fucking, they got dudes that'll
He's not.
kill you.
He's
like,
not into
it's
it.
just not me.
He's
And
not
I was
into
like,
it.
fucking, you know,
He's not into girls. He's
he's
just
just not into it. No, unless he really likes you, but he's gonna go
Except
to
me.
men. Yeah, he loves you.
Set me.
You gotta be cool. But he's into dudes. He's into black dudes. He loves fucking big fucking black dudes.
He likes big, muscly.
Yeah, black, yeah.
He's very much into.
Now, he's fucking. That dude's no joke, man. Fucking, he's packing. You can see. He fucking shows that shit off. That shit fucking comes around, wraps around the fucking side of his leg. He was out there fucking dancing, and me and fucking Jen are watching him dancing, and fucking watching three girls just sitting there, just fucking looking at his package so hard, like his pants were gonna catch on fire. Just looking at his fucking bulge. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's big.
Yeah. Yeah. Fucking, so you're not talking about a little dick motherfucker. He'd fucking hurt you. You chasing them, a lot of them gays, he'd chase them away.
But he's cool as shit.
Yeah, he's real fucking cool.
He's cool as shit.
I'll show you a picture.
But, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I'll show you a picture.
Everyone was drunk one night, and
he rides. He's a biker.
And random fingers went up in a place.
Yeah. Bad motherfucker.
And I was just kind of like, I was going to be mad, and then I saw it was him, but he was like super drunk, and I was just kind of like,
that was a long time ago.
I'll allow it. Yeah, that was like years and years ago. It did surprise me, though, because he kind of snuck up behind me. So I was just kind of like, okay.
He didn't realize what he was doing.
No, I don't think he did.
He was
well, and like I said, if
he was loaded,
if a random motherfucker did that, I will knock your fucking teeth out.
Yeah.
But I saw that it was him, and he was like super loaded, and I was just like, that's
yeah. See, when he gets up on her, when he gets drunk, he gets up on her. It's like lesbianism. There's just something lesbian about it. I don't know what it is.
It is kind of.
Yeah.
Like I said, he's not into chicks, but for some reason he loves me. I don't really know why.
Your personality, he likes you.
Because I'm super.
Well, no, he told me he thought you were hot as shit.
Really?
Long time ago. He's like, man, she's fucking hot.
That's funny.
Well, he was complimenting me.
I'm I'm an acquired taste.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
All right. That's Toby.
Oh, that's a good picture of him, actually.
Yeah, that's Toby.
Yeah. He is rad as shit. I love him.
Yeah.
And he comes out like pretty much every goth night he's out.
Yeah.
And his big thing, he's older than we are.
Yeah,
right?
by about 5-6 years.
Yeah,
maybe,
he's in his 50s. Yeah. But man, he loves the fucking 80s new wave shit. And like I said, he's there. I think he's there every Saturday night when they do 80s. Which shit, that makes me want to go like do the 80s shit tomorrow night. Maybe we should do that.
He loves them superhero fucking costumes and shit. And he
he
bought this badass gym set, trying to get it together, big gym machine. He wanted me to help him put it together, but he's getting ready to go on fucking test. Although he never follows through. That other guy followed through.
Which one?
Mark Williams. Remember the big guy? Hold on.
What? I don't know.
Hold on.
Kind of odd. Sometimes a motherfucker got to demonstrate. Yeah, Tom's always got to demonstrate.
What are you talking about?
But you taking your pants off earlier.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes.
I mean, to be fair.
Him.
Oh, right. Yeah.
He actually got all the information.
I like that dude.
He got all the information and fucking... he's fucking hooked up with my fucking international brokers.
How old is he?
He's a little bit older than me.
Okay.
You wouldn't know by looking at him.
Well, because I've seen him forever, and I didn't really know how old he was.
This is what gear can do to a female. She's fucking 56 years old.
Yeah, that's 5 years older than I am.
Yeah, and she's fantastic. And that's another content creator. She's from Florida here, but she's also a fitness instructor. But it works on women too.
Yeah, you don't necessarily have to. I mean, like I said, I kind of feel like I got lucky in the sense that I got genes for like young looking.
Her mom still looks young.
Yeah, my mom is turning 70.
Yeah.
In a couple of days.
She looks like Pizzadora.
Yeah. Like I said, I might go see her this week because, my stepdad just died.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know what she's gonna. I mean, like I said, my brother lives around there, so he went out and helped her with the funeral arrangements and all that. And my sister's coming down from Atlanta on Sunday, and I always like to see my sister too. So I don't know. I might go Sunday or Monday or something. But like I said, you're coming with me because I'm not driving all that way by myself. fuck that. I don't want that car breaking down and me getting murdered by Leatherface.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, kind of saying sometimes a motherfucker got to demonstrate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to fucking thirst trap and didn't even make any fucking money.
I know.
I know. That's what kind of cheap whore I am.
Yeah. All I have to do is suggest it and you'll do it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All I have to do is say it and you'll do it.
Yeah.
Pretty
What
much.
time is it? Oh shit! It's
10.
just turned 10.
It's only 10.
Okay.
We're not going anyplace.
We're gonna go
tomorrow.
off. Yeah, I don't want to do this all night. I'm getting hungry too.
I know, but it's like, I'm having a good time though.
All right.
You do look kind of nice with the long hair. Like I said, you look like you're.
I had to go to the. I had to go to the fucking buffet like
you
this.
already.
I had to go to the buffet like this. Go to the fucking Chinese buffet. See if they recognize.
They'll think that I'm like with some other dude,
Yeah.
and they'll like report
What
it
happened to
back
the bald
to you.
guy? Yeah, yeah.
It's like, hey, I think she might be cheating on you, bro.
Yeah, I'm like fucking heavy metal Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, heavy metal Jesus. Yeah.
You kind of look like who's that band? That's the gothic metal band.
There's a lot of them.
The main one, you know what I mean. Why can't I remember their name? It's like it's right on the tip of my tongue.
Danzig?
No.
Gothic metal band.
Who was the one that did fucking God damn it. I'll remember it in like
What'd they do?
That's what I'm trying to remember, but I can't remember. You know what I'm talking about, probably. I can see him. I can see him in my mind.
Typo negative.
There! That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
That's
Okay,
it.
yeah.
You look like the typo negative, the guy from typo negative. That's what you look like. Except he didn't have
Little wolfskin boots.
Yeah, he didn't have facial hair though, right?
No, he didn't.
Yeah, I didn't
He
think.
was fucking super tall, that dude too.
Was
He
he?
died of something.
Did he?
Some kind of heart problem. I
Wait,
think,
is he
too.
dead?
I think he died a long time ago.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think that dude died a long time ago.
I didn't know that.
If memory serves.
You, look that up.
All right.
I don't remember that. I mean, that could be true.
I think he
you know,
died.
it's not. I didn't really keep track of it, but you know what I mean. I wasn't super up on gothic metal. Like I peripherally was aware of it, but I wasn't really like into it. So that dude could be dead. I don't really know. I just, I remember seeing pictures of him at the time, and that's who you remind me of, with that hair on, except for the facial hair.
His name was Peter Steele, wasn't it? Or Peter Steele, was that his name?
I don't know. Don't ask me. I don't know.
Yeah. Peter
Oh,
Steele.
Danny says, somebody said, what Zach said earlier about a merkin.
Yeah.
That is a fake. It's a wig for your pubes.
What kind of
Like
shit is that?
it's a wig. It's a pube
What kind of
wig.
shit is that? Yeah, he died in 2010 at 48.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Of what?
Let me see.
See, I didn't know that. Yeah, typo negative. That's what I was thinking of. I have a couple of their songs on my fucking phone, but it's like for some reason I couldn't think of that name for the life of me. I didn't know that dude was dead though. That was never a huge fan.
As a result of dependence on alcohol and cocaine, he developed problems with some of his internal organs.
Well,
Sepsis, what killed him.
shit, dude.
By diverticulitis.
48.
Yeah.
That's
It was
young.
reported as heart failure at 48.
That's what they always say though.
Yeah. Drugs killed him.
Man, that's crazy. That's always crazy to think about when people are like that.
Yeah.
Or like younger than me.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
And then they drop dead. Ooh. That's fucking crazy. Yeah, Tammy's talking about all the stuff that she got from her grandparents.
What'd she get?
All the cast iron stuff.
Yeah, she got all the cast iron too.
I mean, that shit lasts like forever.
Yeah, it was
I couldn't
passed
believe
down for,
when
3
when you
generations.
came
of fucking
home and
cast
like
iron.
had all that stuff.
Yeah.
I was just kind of like, holy crap!
Yeah, I come up in the damn rental car and I'm like, fucking, look at this. I'm fucking all this fucking
It's like with all this
cast iron. Like, what the fuck is this? You don't know this is a fucking treasure. Yeah.
It's working good though.
That was fucking several $100s worth of shit.
Well, yeah,
If that more.
that shit lasts forever.
Yeah.
Invest in cast iron. It's a good thing. It lasts forever. Seriously. They were talking about earlier Guy Pearce. Oh yeah. And he was great in Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. I still need to show Tom that movie. I love that fucking movie. It's about drag queens. I don't know if you'd really be into it, but Guy Pearce was in it. You know, the dude that played, what's his name from the Alien movies? He was in, what's that Alien movie you love so much?
Prometheus.
Prometheus, yeah. He's in Prometheus. That's Guy Pearce. He played a drag queen when he was young in Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
He played a drag queen?
Yeah.
That's funny, yeah.
It's an Australian movie. It's good, actually. It's really good. I've seen it several times. I might have it on DVD, actually, now that I think about it. A bunch of DVDs over there.
Yeah, High Desert knew about it. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know that he had died, actually. Like I said, I wasn't ever a huge fan. I like a couple other songs, but I hadn't really followed them.
He's also in the Time Machine. I like the Time Machine. A lot of people didn't like the Time Machine. But I liked it. Guy Pearce.
I remember it being okay.
I liked it. And it had that dude that's down there. He was fucking with a Morlock. Down in the cave with all the white hair.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good scene. Who are you to judge millions of years of evolution? Yeah, that was a cool fucking...
Maybe we should review that.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in a long time. I've seen the original lots of times. And I've read the book, too. But I've only seen that version one time, I think.
So, let's do a quick fucking survey. With wig or without wig? What's better? Probably with wig. Everybody seems to like the wig.
It's a different vibe.
Different look, yeah. I probably look totally different.
I like you either way. Yeah, you do look like a totally different person.
Yeah.
I like you either way. You look less... Weirdly, you look less scary with the wig on.
Really?
I mean, you still look scary to normal people.
I look more civilian. Yeah.
I don't know if I'd get... No, I wouldn't go that far. I'm just saying that, you know, you're just like... with the bald head...
Yeah.
And all the stuff, it's like you're just kind of like terrifying you're going to kill you. And then it's like a couple, like a notch or two down. Now it's like I might not kill you, but I might like sacrifice your baby or something.
What I need to do now is I need to get one of those Star Trek Klingon outfits. The armor.
See now,
yeah.
Now you're talking.
Yeah.
Now you're talking.
Fucking dress up like fucking Commander Krug.
Are we going to do some
Commander
videos like
Krug.
that? Like some weird like fucking Star Trek cosplay or something?
Yeah, we could do fucking Star Trek cosplay. Porn.
I mean, there's a
we'll
market.
dress up as Klingons.
There's a market for that.
Yeah.
I could do that.
Yeah.
I can do that. Yeah, High Desert said Tom just needs some white pancake makeup and he could be in a black metal band.
Yeah.
See, that's what I thought. You definitely look like someone who could be in like a death metal band or like a goth metal band. For real. Now he's brushing.
Yeah.
That's not the best brush, though.
It was the brush that I grabbed.
That's not the good one.
Yeah.
The good one is the one with the white handle.
Yeah.
The one with the purplish handle is Pookie's brush. So it's all full of cat hair. That one I don't use because it's too soft. Doesn't really work on my fine ass hair. You look nice though.
Thank you.
Thank you. I don't know. I like it. It's a different vibe.
You want me to hit with this on, huh?
Well, would you?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll put that shit on. Put your legs out. Put your legs out.
Oh, I should put my legs out now?
Put your legs out now. I fucking put this shit over my fucking heads.
I
got you now.
Oh my goodness.
I got you now.
Oh my goodness.
Look at the camera. Look at the camera. I got you now.
I mean, it's a good thing I did my toes. That's all I can say.
That's funny.
Holy crap. This is what happens. This is what happens around this house. This is what happens around this house. He just comes in the office and he's just kind of like, I don't care what you're doing. He's just gonna throw me right down on the floor and like do the fucking shit.
It happens sometimes.
It does happen sometimes.
Yeah.
He doesn't care.
So like, brace yourself, woman.
It's all right though.
They're in there laughing. They're in there laughing. Okay.
I like it though.
Yeah.
I like it.
So,
Haida just says Trekkie porn. Oh, there's porn of that. There's porn of everything. Any little niche you can think of, there's porn of that. There's porn of that. Sorry, I just heard the cat. Heard the cat. Danny says both versions of the Time Machine were good.
yeah.
And the film The Butterfly Effect pretty much ripped off the Guy Pearce Time Machine flick, but still decent. Yeah, I remember that being okay. I haven't seen it in a long time. Let's see. Yeah, everybody says with wig.
With the wig?
Yeah.
It's funny.
I do kind of like it, but like I said, it's weird because it doesn't really look like you. Although the weird thing about it is that, I don't know, I've been with you a long time, so it's just kind of like, I didn't know you bald at first because you had hair all this time. Look at you. You had hair
That's
like
funny.
most of the time.
Yeah.
You've only been bald like for a couple of years with facial hair. And it's just funny to me that like people that just know you with bald with facial hair like think you look weird with hair,
yeah.
and with no facial hair.
Yeah.
But that's like how I knew you most of the time. But like I said, I'm around you all the time, so it's not that weird. You know what I mean? Because I see all the transitions. You know. What are you? Are you trying to take selfies of yourself?
Yeah, I'm sharing that shit.
Are you? Are you really?
I'm sharing that shit. I'm sending that shit to Laura.
Are you really?
Yeah, I sent that shit.
She's
to
gonna be like,
send it to Soph.
Oh my god, he's sending it to all the girls he knows.
Yeah. Too busy.
I couldn't really see it all that good, so
That's all. Yeah, it's
I don't
not
know
that
how it
good.
turned out.
Just
It's not that good.
Nah.
It's like look at this beautiful hair.
Yeah.
This beautiful hair that I have.
Beautiful fake hair.
Yeah, I have my real hair on today.
Yeah, that's Jen's real hair.
That's my real hair.
Yeah.
I just didn't really feel like. I mean, it's Friday. I don't really feel like putting a wig on. Plus, I just washed it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like all clean and stuff.
I'm down 30% fucking power.
Oh no!
I got another one though.
You got another one.
Yeah, I got another one charged up.
It'll be all right. It's
I
early
got two
still.
of these.
It's early still.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. Danny says I like the curly wig better.
What curly wig? Oh, the blonde.
The
curly
Michael
one?
Caine one.
Yeah, that one.
That you got when you were being Michael Caine in the hand.
Yeah. That's ridiculous.
That was a great fucking costume.
Yeah, when I did the hand.
Yeah.
I wonder where that fucking blue jumpsuit is.
Yeah, where does that go?
It's got to be around here somewhere.
Where did the fake hand go? I know that's
Yeah.
here somewhere still.
It's around here somewhere.
It's probably in here someplace.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much like fucking horror movie
Just
memorabilia
the
in here.
hand, yeah.
Oh my god, that was so awesome. Like, yeah, he had like the blue jumpsuit
Yeah.
and the Michael Caine hair. It was actually a Willy Wonka wig.
Yeah, it's a Willy Wonka wig.
Was I think what they sold it as.
Yeah.
But it looked like Michael Caine's hair from that movie.
Yeah.
And it's like then he had like the fake hand like
Yeah.
on his shoulder. It was so good. And I was just kind of like, he's like, well, nobody know what that is. I don't care. I know what that is. And the people that know,
I gotta get some antacids, man.
it'll be funny.
Yeah.
It'll be funny. Yeah, Danny says, is he fucking you? Tom still says that in the Michael Caine voice sometimes. That's such a great movie. I feel like a lot of people don't talk about it. I saw it when I was a kid and it freaked me out because when I was, well, probably still nowadays, but like when I was a kid, anytime that anyone's limbs were severed, well, I was like, I was freaked out by beheading big time. I still am. But anytime anyone's limbs got severed, that like freaked me out big time. So I saw the hand when I was maybe 10 or 11. And the fact that the dude's hand got cut off like in a freak car accident, which I thought, oh my god, that could happen to me. That'd be fucked up. And like that freaked me out so bad. And then like the hand's like walking around and stuff. But it's such a good movie though.
That's a great movie. If you guys
It's
have never
so
seen The
good.
Hand, it's Oliver Stone did it.
That's his first movie.
Yeah, it's his first movie.
It's his first movie. It's based on a novel. But
Yeah, and John Milius, guy who was doing stuff like Conan, he was involved and he was friends with Stone. And Conan kind of shows up in The Hand.
Yeah,
the guy
Mandro.
Mandro is, and
That's the cartoon that
was
he's
the cartoon
drawing.
he was drawing.
Yeah,
It's
because
actually
he's a cartoonist.
And it was, the two movies kind of go hand in hand. Milius was doing Conan, which was basically about masculinity. Okay, Conan was actually like a very positive masculine figure. If you go through, we did a whole show on it. That mythos is like how to be a man. The rules of how to be a man is that's what's in that movie, and what a woman offers you, and what your friends offer you, and what old men offer you, what your enemies offer you. And that men are a creation of other men, not just their mom and their dad. But The Hand was about toxic masculinity.
Oh, big time.
It was reversed, and Milius and Stone were talking about the movies that they were making and the scripts that they were writing, and it was supposed to be that. The Michael Caine character in The Hand is fucking writing about a Conan-like character, but he doesn't really live up to Conan. He's the opposite of Conan in real life. His wife, The Hand is about possession, and being overly possessive is a part of toxic masculinity. There is a toxic masculinity.
Oh, big time.
Big time. But a lot of times, women will just throw that out. They're toxic masculinity. No, there is a specific thing that is toxic. And one of the things is to not let people go. And to not let things go. Sometimes you lose. You have to let it go. You can't try to keep it. It'll destroy you.
And if it's a person that doesn't want to be with you anymore, you obviously can't keep that.
And that's
person.
really what it was.
Because that's what he was trying to do.
He was kind of a possessive dude, and he was controlling, and his wife wanted to leave him, and he wouldn't let her go. Yeah. And that was the main underlying thing of the story. And he got weaker and weaker. He got morally weaker. And he became more murderous, because he wasn't letting her go, which is not what Conan would do. So the two movies actually work well together.
It is an interesting double feature, actually.
Yeah, it's like a double feature. Right. But a lot of people don't know that. But you read there's like the commentary. I think Stone mentions Conan, and he mentions Milius in the commentary of the hand. Yeah. And there's just stuff that Milius and Stone fucking were both kind of guys that believed in positive masculinity. Sure. That they were that kind of dude. And that was actually the story of Conan is the same story of Apocalypse Now. Milius had a hand in that too. Oh, who did that fucking Apocalypse Now, the director? He was great too. Francis Ford Coppola. Yeah. He was good too. He listened to Milius about how legendary tales should be told, and especially the redo, the redux, the full length director's cut version of Apocalypse Now is fucking awesome. And it ends the same way as Conan ends. He gets up the river and finds out that, in a way, Kurtz is the wellspring from which he flows, and that he sees Kurtz now and understands what Kurtz told him about warfare, but he kills him anyway. And then he leaves. He turns his back on the cult. He doesn't become part of the warrior cult in the way that, Thulsa Doom, or the way that Colonel Kurtz fucking had this shit set up. And he leaves with an innocent. In Conan, he leaves with the princess he was supposed to rescue. And in Apocalypse Now, he leaves with the surfer, Lance. Because Lance was an innocent too. If you watch closely throughout the movie, Lance didn't kill anybody. Lance was more of an observer of the war. He really didn't take a part in it. But it was a good... Lance was innocent. It's just a good flick. And it was just another retelling of Conan.
Well, there's a lot of thought put behind it. I think, like, people...
It's mythic storytelling.
Yeah, I think, like, some people are, like, they watch a movie and it's just kind of like, and you do like an analysis of it, and people are like, oh, you're overthinking it and stuff like that, but that's not the case.
No,
they thought about that. I mean, they're storytellers, they're writers, so they think about all that.
Milius was great, man. He thought about the shit. Everything was mythic. Another retelling of Conan is Jeremiah Johnson. Milius did that screenplay also, and that's a great Robert Redford movie, and he was the American Conan.
That's partially based on a real, true story.
On supposedly real guy. There's a lot of stuff about liver eating Johnson may have been a damn part of it might have been tall tales, but he was a real Old West character, mountain man. He was the American Conan, and but all those movies should be. If you're a dude, you need to see those movies and you need to analyze them because the messages in them are true. Mythology is true. It's just mythology is a way to tell stories to teach you things, and they teach you principles that are timeless. Like in Buddhism, there's only one kind of truth, and truth is something that's true and is always true, a universal truth. Other things are only true temporarily, and that's not true truth. Like I'm 54. That's true, but it's only a temporary truth. Next year, I won't be that age. That's like a good example. Or, I'm strong now, but that's not a universal truth. I wasn't strong before when I was a little kid, and I'm not going to be strong when I'm on my deathbed. Everything is temporary. But there are some truths, real truth is always true. And Siddhartha Gautama, the first Buddha, said there are only 4 noble truths, or things that are always true. 1, life is suffering. That's always true. 2, you suffer because you desire things that in the end will disappoint you. 3, as long as you're desiring these things, you'll sense suffering at their loss. 4, the only way you can ever be free from this is to reach nirvana, which is enlightened indifference. And that's shown throughout the Conan movie. That lesson's in there. That's also a little bit in Jeremiah Johnson, and the opposite of that is told in The Hand. The Hand is about failure, basically. A failed man. He becomes a monster.
Well, he becomes a monster in the sense that because he could not control his wife the way he wanted to, and he couldn't control his dark emotions.
Right.
He either, because they do leave it ambiguous as to whether the Hand actually was going out and killing people, or whether he was doing it and was attributing it to
a paranormal.
Paranormal, like, he thought his hand was doing it. That was how he was perceiving it. They kind of leave it ambiguous.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the thing about it is that, where was I going with that? I totally forgot.
Yeah.
I had this whole thing, and then I was just like, "What?"
I don't know. I didn't know where you were going.
Never mind.
You were going somewhere good with it, but
I was, yeah. But I mean, it basically is about toxic masculinity. I think because we reviewed the movie a while back.
Yeah.
And I think we discussed that in this because it's like he was the kind of person, and he was pretty much established at the beginning as kind of a shitty person.
Yeah.
He was a shitty husband.
Yeah.
He was a shitty dad. He was a shitty man, just in general.
Well, I would call him mediocre.
Yeah, not actively evil.
No. And really, his wife, I didn't agree with everything that she did. Her solutions, I don't think were good. But it didn't matter. What the lesson was is that she wanted to go. There's no way
he wouldn't let her.
Yeah, right.
And all of the problems stemmed from that. Him not letting her be the way she, because she kind of went into more like new agey kind of shit. She started like going to yoga.
She's totally different.
And he kept like making fun of her.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
and just like belittling.
Yeah, she started cheating on him with the fucking dude.
Yeah, because it's like she was just constantly being belittled, and it's like she couldn't leave.
A lot of it basically stemmed from him, and he just couldn't. He couldn't let it go, and that's kind of where. He could not accept loss. Trying to hold everything.
Right.
And that's not the way reality is. Reality is about things being transient. They come and go. They come and go. They come and go. Yeah, you can nurture a relationship. If you don't nurture it, it will go. Or it's going to go eventually anyway because you're going to die. Or the other person will die. Or you'll die together and then it'll go. Nothing is permanent.
Yeah.
So the idea is that you live in the here and now. You try to do things to plan for a good future. If it doesn't work out, you have to get over it. You got to move on. You know.
You can't you can't.
Or you die.
Well, you can't hang on to things and people that are
you've lost anyway.
Gone that you've lost.
Right.
Like that's not
right, and that's really what the story of the Hand was.
Yeah.
About a motherfucker who couldn't let go. He was killing innocent girls. He killed an innocent girl who liked him.
Yeah.
But she was gonna fuck another dude.
Yeah, well, because he was a teacher and he was like getting into all the like students and stuff.
But she never. It was never an exclusive relationship to begin with.
Yeah, they never
let her go.
That's what I mean. They never established that.
Right.
Like she never established, hey, I'm not going to fuck other dudes.
No. She was just kind of a free spirit. She just fucked whoever she wanted at the time.
Yeah, I mean, she was a student.
And he tried to keep it.
And he was old.
Right, yeah.
And he got mad.
He wasn't as old as you think he was, though. He was only like 40.
Older than her.
Yeah, she was in her 20s.
She was like her dad's age.
But back in those days, a 40-year-old dude looked a lot older, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, yeah. And honestly, I don't even know how old Michael Caine was when he did that.
He was about 40. And she was probably about 25.
Yeah.
So she wasn't that...
He seemed a lot... I mean, the age gap seemed
a lot more.
But, a lot more. Yeah. But I guess it wasn't.
Wasn't that bad. 15 years, maybe.
Maybe. Old people looked a lot older back then.
Yeah.
I've noticed.
Young people looked older back then, too.
They did, yeah. Everybody looked older.
Yeah.
Everybody looked older. Danny says, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels is Michael Caine's best film, in my opinion.
I haven't seen it.
It's good. You'd probably like it, actually.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in a long time. But yeah, it's funny. And Joseph says Zulu was a great debut for Michael Caine. Yeah, that was a good movie, too.
I think
Sabrina,
I saw that a long time ago.
Yeah, Sabrina said, was Apocalypse Now based on The Heart of Darkness? That's what I was thought. Yeah, Joseph Conrad's Heart of Darkness. Yeah, that's what Apocalypse Now was based on.
It's just set in a different setting and a slightly different lessons.
Yeah, they updated it for the Vietnam War because obviously the book was not set in the Vietnam War, but it was the same general story.
Yeah, and a lot of stuff shown in there was not accurate to the Vietnam War. Some of my squad leaders served in Vietnam as infantry. And they liked that movie, but they were saying, like, no, man, fucking Vietnam was... Most of those fire bases were fucking tight as shit. Everything was run by the numbers and by the books. There wasn't a lot of chaos in them. But they had to show that as you went up the river, it got worse and worse and worse as it got close to
Yeah, it's not a real... It's not a documentary.
You're right.
They're trying to portray...
Yeah.
A fictional... They're trying to say something thematically.
Yeah.
Through a realistic thing.
It's art.
Right. It's not a documentary.
Now, some of the stuff that happened is based in things that would really happen.
Sure.
But overall, it's an artistic depiction of a tale, okay, about a dude who's facing the heart of darkness. And what the heart of darkness was war, true war. Not corporate warfare like America does, or imperial warfare. True warfare is tribal warfare, and it's genocide. That's what real war is. And that's what Colonel Kurtz tells him. He says, he goes, I found a pile of inoculated arms. And he goes, and it hit me like a silver bullet, or like a diamond bullet in my head. If I had only had 1,000 men like this who could do it, the purity, the genius of that, our problems here in Vietnam would be over very quickly. So he started to go out and assassinating the people who were actually behind the war, not fighting soldiers. Because the soldiers they're innocent. You can kill soldiers, they just replace them with other ones.
Yeah.
You have to go after the civilians that are waging the war. They're the ones that are actually doing it. And you can't spare anybody. Women and children. You're trying to annihilate an entire enemy culture. And that's not the way America and empires wage war, because they're not really waging war. They're trying to get something out of the situation in the way a gangster would try to get money out of a victim. So they're not trying to eliminate the enemy. They're trying to just weasel their way into that system and make money off of it. It's a project. And that's why we lose. If you don't want to fucking commit genocide and war crimes, don't wage war. That's what war actually is. Look at 5,000 years of human history. All right? What it really was is what the Romans did. They just come in and just killed everybody and stole everything and then fucking took all the women back and sold them as slaves to Rome. That's really what it really is. So what we do to these other countries, and fucking, I was a part of it. I worked for them. What we do to them is really just enriching guys, enriching old guys. And they'll make up an excuse to attack a country, so they can make money. It's fucking ridiculous. War is bad.
It is.
You only do it if you just can't reason with these people. And really, it's only justified when it's in defense. Like they come into your land and they're trying to displace you and fucking get rid of your way of life and replace it with their own. Yeah, you just show no mercy. But that's what we're doing to them. We call it bringing democracy. Man, we didn't fucking bring in democracy. No. Iraq wanted to be Iraq. Afghanistan wanted to be Afghanistan. North Vietnam wanted to be North Vietnam. They wanted to be communists. Who are we to go in there and tell them what they couldn't do? It's just more ridiculous bullshit.
Danny says, how about Danny Boyle making another 28 Years Later film? Yeah, I heard that was coming out. Can't wait for that flick. Hopefully it won't suck. Yeah, I don't know. I think it'll be good. I'm optimistic. We'll see how it goes. I love that they actually waited, actually 28 years, and then they're making 28 Years Later. Because they made 28 Days Later, the zombie movie. Then they made 28 Weeks Later.
Yeah.
Now they're making 28 Years Later. Actually 28 Years Later, which I thought was kind of cool.
Joseph said, I found it hard to believe that Robert Duvall's character would put the soldiers' lives in peril just to serve. Yeah, well, what they were trying to show is they were trying to show different kinds of people that are in wars. And Duvall's character, what's his name? Colonel, what was that guy's name?
Oh shit, now I can't remember.
That guy's name.
I can't remember either. I'll probably think of
They were trying to demonstrate a super soldier who could do all this shit and loved it. All right? And he was just eating it up. And he could kill the enemy, bring his men to victory, save enemy children and women, and push them. He was multitasking through the whole thing. And that he would go home totally unscathed. And that he was like a total winner. But his Achilles heel is that the war would eventually end. And when the war ended, his identity would be gone. That's why he said, one day this war is going to end. And that's the end.
Yeah, that was his whole entire... His whole identity was based around that.
Right. And in the long cut of the movie, Willard steals that colonel's surfboard.
Yeah.
All right? And it had the first...
That wasn't in the theatrical cut, was it?
Yeah. And it's because he was trying to emasculate him. He's like, oh yeah, that dude, he's a super soldier. Watch this, I'm going to take his shit. And he took his surfboard. And then they hide it on the patrol boat. And they fucking go upriver and they're hiding. And then for a couple scenes, you'd now hear helicopters flying overhead with the colonel's voice going, I am not angry. Just please return the board. There will be no retribution against you. Just please return my board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that was like his...
That was the only thing he had.
That was his penis extension.
That was his penis. Yeah. They emasculated it.
I kind of wish they'd left that in. I mean, I know it's in the extended version, so we can still see it.
They're hiding the boat.
Yeah.
And on top of the boat, they got the on top of the boat, they got the surfboard tied up there.
Yeah.
And fucking like a trophy. That they stole his shit.
That sounds like some shit that I would do.
Yeah.
It's like, look how much that dude loves his surfboard. Mm-hmm. That is like totally a dick surrogate. I'm taking it.
Yep. Yeah, Willard steals it just because he got wild hair.
Yeah.
He just sees the surfboard on the side of the chopper and he goes, get it, get it, get it. They fucking run it. Yeah. And Lance the surfer, he steals it
that
too.
That sounds like some shit.
Yeah, they just thought it was like a goof, like a big gag.
Sure.
And they tried to escape with the surfboard.
But he took it like way more serious.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
I am not angry. I will not retaliate. Just please return the board.
He couldn't stand not having it.
Please return my surfboard. And it's a recording. They're playing a recording out, like where instead of the fucking Ride of the Valkyries coming out of the helicopters, it was Kurtz. Not Kurtz. What's his name? Fucking shit. What was his name? Man, I almost remembered it. I almost remembered what his name was. Him begging for the return of his surfboard.
I know.
He says, I ordered that from the United States. That was sent all the way from the United States. Special order.
He's trying to make him feel bad about taking it. It was like so funny. Kilgore.
That's right.
Joseph says.
Kilgore.
Yeah.
That's right. Now, Duvall said that
I couldn't remember that either.
Duvall said he loved playing Kilgore, but he was disappointed that he wasn't given enough time to get totally jacked. He was working out, but he wanted to gain like another 20 pounds of muscle on top of that. He wanted to be fucking a lot of V-taper and fucking big upper body, but he didn't have time because he knew he had to do shirtless fucking scenes. He still looked pretty good though. He looked good.
Yeah, I remember looking at it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hugo said the DVD of Apocalypse Now, which we have a Blu-ray, do we not?
Yeah, the Blu-rays, the Redux.
Yeah, it's comes with an extended, interesting version, about 30 more minutes.
Yeah, that's what we're
worth
talking
watching.
about.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. And I think when we did the review, I think that's the version we reviewed. Yeah, it's the longer version.
It also includes the French that stayed behind. Remember the French?
Yeah.
The French were still fighting in a certain area there, protecting one of their little. Protecting one of their little plantations, and Willard has dinner with them and hooks up with some French chick there, and has sex with her, and they smoke opium. But during dinner, he finds out the true history of Vietnam. He didn't realize that the French were there for a long time.
Yeah,
and that the whole thing was kind of corrupt.
Yeah, like I said, I think they took that whole sequence. Yeah. Out of the theatrical version.
Yeah, and that's when Willard realized that the Americans were fighting for nothing.
Yeah. I can see why they took it out.
It was long.
It was long.
Yeah.
But I think it kind of needed to be in there.
Yeah.
I think it kind of needed to be in there.
It kind of showed that America wasn't there to win that war.
Right.
They knew that they weren't there to win. It was just a project. Make money.
Yeah.
So guys could get promoted. Guys in the military could get promoted.
So, like I said, it was an important scene. I can see why they took it out because of pacing issues, but I think they probably should have left it in there, just like thematically, because it kind of made sense with the whole thing. But what am I?
Joe said, "When an officer who did that get fragged?" No. Fucking fragging happened in units that were fucking real low morale. Shit like air assault units, I was in one. They had a pretty high morale, and a lot of them were kind of borderline volunteers in there. They had a lot of esprit de corps. They didn't really, a lot of times, no, they wouldn't have fragged him. They wouldn't have fragged Kilgore. Really the best Vietnam movie, I haven't seen it in a long time, but when I was in service with the 101st Airborne Division, we saw a movie called Hamburger Hill, and they captured it spot on.
I kind of want to rewatch that.
I
remember that being really good.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in a long time, though.
And some of my senior squad leaders were in those battles. My first sergeant was on Hamburger Hill. He went up and down it twice. And he showed me a picture of all his friends fucking dead laying there on the flight line where they were fucking flying them out. He says, that's all my friends. They wiped out the whole platoon. He was a 60 gunner at that time. His name was First Sergeant, what was his name? We called him Hard Rock. I can't remember what his name is. He's in my yearbook, though. But I forgot what his real last name was. Been a long time. He's a black guy. And fucking, he never could adapt to civilian life. He stayed in the military the whole time. He didn't want out. And that's just... And I think he was drafted. And he didn't want it back out. Some dudes just take to it. Some guys, there's a love-hate relationship. Even Willard says it in the movie. He says when he was in Vietnam, all he thought about was going home. But when he got home, all he could think about was going back to Vietnam.
Yeah.
And he says, home is...
I think that happened a lot.
Yeah. And he's going like, went home and, he's... The guys on the boat are talking about going back home. And Willard goes, yeah, they all want to go back home, but they don't realize that that's not there anymore. Home isn't there anymore. Because what you're imagining a fantasy life that you had before service back at the home. That life is gone. When you go back home, you're going to experience it very differently. So that's why a lot of guys stay in service. Some guys never really psychologically leave it.
Yeah.
Part of PTSD.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Because you get addicted to it.
Yeah.
Get addicted to really fucking high adrenaline rushes, lots of testosterone and stuff. That's why the suicide rate is high.
Yeah.
Because you're living way up here. And then all of a sudden you got to go back to regular life. You go, man, I'm Joe Shit the Rag Man. I'm just Joe Snuffy. I'm nothing here. The world that I grew up in, it was back in a battlefield somewhere. And I want to go back home with my friends. If they're not around anymore, that battlefield's gone. They kill them. They start drinking, then they kill themselves.
Yeah. Like I said, it happens a lot.
Yeah.
Tammy said, I really liked Platoon. Was actually the first time I saw Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great movie. I think we reviewed that.
It's a good movie. It has a lot of artistic license taken in it.
Sure.
I think the guys that wrote it were in Vietnam. Not totally accurate, though. They're just trying to show you, trying to give civilians a story. I haven't seen it forever, I remembered Hamburger Hill being accurate.
We should probably rewatch that because, like I said, I haven't seen it in a long time. I remember it being really good, but I haven't seen it.
They put every one of those dudes through basic training. So they basically were air assault infantry. They had all the skills. You could tell by the way they were handling weapons and everything that they were trained. And their lingo and how they talked and everything, that was even in my era, we still spoke like that. And how they showed air assault operations. What infantry actually does when they're on the ground. It's not Hollywood at all. But yeah.
Well, like I said, you can't, shit on movies too much for like, oh, it's not realistic, because they're not trying to be realistic.
Yeah, they're just trying to tell a story.
They're just trying to tell a story and like an interesting story.
Yeah.
That people.
But I remember seeing Hamburger Hill and that there was nothing wrong with it. Like everything was like, yeah, that's it. Like in in fucking Platoon, they weren't wearing uniforms. They were very rarely had any headgear on. In other words, there was no helmets or hats or anything, and their hair was not cut right. It was long. That's not the way it actually looked. You'll see photographs from Vietnam of guys just in a t-shirt, you know what I mean, with no hat on or no helmet on. But they're taking that photograph when the patrol's over. They're taking off all their gear and they're powering down. They're not out in the field like that usually. They were fucking loaded for bear and wearing all their gear, fucking flak vests, fucking helmets. But I remembered Hamburger Hill just being spot on, and everybody in my unit watched it, and they were like, "Oh, that was the best ever, the most accurate ever." All the way down to the little details of how they wore things. All their LCEs, their Alice gear, how they handled weapons. It was just like you were looking at real soldiers because they went through training. They said the training was rough, too. The guys that were in that movie.
Also, Joseph says the Brian De Palma movie Casualties of War was based on a true story. We should probably see that too, because I don't.
It's one with Michael J. Fox, isn't it?
I don't think I've ever seen.
I think it's one with Michael J. Fox where they captured that girl and killed her. I think that's what he's talking about.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it was a crime that happened. Yeah.
Joseph also said, Tom, was the boot camp portion of Full Metal Jacket accurate?
Well, that was Marine Corps boot camp, and that would have been accurate for the time. When I went in, went to Sand Hill in Fort Benning, Georgia. I was Alpha 254, Alpha 2nd and 54th Infantry, which is a training unit. And it was wartime. It was the first Gulf War was going. War started, and then I joined. It was like something out of damn... Looking back on it, it was like something out of that damn fucking movie with the bugs. Starship Troopers.
Oh, okay.
Just like that. Yeah. Our drill sergeants were fucking ferocious. And the one that I had was his name, Drill Sergeant Howell. And he was running it by himself for a while. And then Shiree came in and fucking Pollock. And then there were 3 of them on us. But they were short of drill sergeants at that time, so we had one for a while. It was running him ragged. And Howell was this 6'2" black dude who ended up coming to Korea with us. After we got a basic, Howell showed up to Korea and he made him a damn squad leader. So it was a trip to see your platoon sergeant in your unit as a squad leader. It was fucking great to see him. He ended up being a preacher. last I checked. He's a fucking minister, I think, in Georgia. He was fucking ferocious, man. And funny as fuck. It is a lot like what you saw in Full Metal Jacket, because that was Lee Ermey. And Lee Ermey was a drill sergeant.
Yeah.
And but that was more of a Marine style. It was worse, actually, than what you saw in Full Metal. Because they're just showing you one thing that drill sergeant did, making dudes choke themselves and fuck up. Yeah, they did things like that back in 1990 during wartime. What they can't express to you is how tired you are. I mean, we were waking up with nosebleeds from iron deficiency. They're not feeding you much. They're just running you into the ground. They're running you through this training course. And it's absolutely ruthless. And they're not letting anybody sleep. You're constantly pulling fire watch duty. And if a dude fucks up, they wake up everybody in the middle of fucking night to do bear crawls and fucking crab crawls across the fucking dorm. We call it a dorm. We call it barracks. Yeah, dudes got beat up. They fucking threw a fucking mattress on top of Sturcio, and fucking everybody jumped up and down on him because he ate cake. They found him. He ate cake. He ate 2 cakes, so it became cake day. Yeah, we went through the chow line, and he got a cake, and he put a fucking bowl over it, soup bowl over it, so you couldn't see it, and asked for another cake. So he got 2 cakes, and drill sergeant saw that. So he said, Sturcio decided to eat cake twice. He got to today is cake day. Y'all are fucked up. Y'all can't cake. Just mass punishment. Yeah.
Cake day.
Cake day. Cake day lasted about fucking 6 hours. Fuck, man. Sturcio got beat up for that. But Sturcio ended up being a good dude later on, because they sent the whole platoon to Korea. We were what was called a cohort platoon. They didn't spread it. They didn't break us apart. After you got out of basic training, they sent the whole platoon as a packet of replacements to in my case, 1st and the 506 Air Assault Infantry, Camp Greaves, Korea. At that time, the 506 was in 2nd Infantry Division, but it had been on loan from the 101st Airborne Division for about 30, 40 years. It's now back with the 101st where it belonged, but in those days it was with the 2nd ID. And after I did a year in Korea, they sent us all from anybody who came from 1st and 506, unless there's special circumstance. Anybody who came out of 506 went to Fort Campbell and became part of the 101st. Some dudes went to Ranger School though, and went to 75th Infantry with Ranger regiments. That was fucking bad shit, man. That was back in the day when an Army Ranger was a fucking psycho. Crazy. You're basically volunteering to go to a concentration camp. When you come out of Ranger School, you're going to be a fucking skinny, wiry, half-starved skull people. We call them skull people, because they come back, their head just look like skulls. Because it's not about building you up or making you strong. It's one long nut check to see how much punishment you can take. It's food and sleep deprivation, and you got to run combat patrols in different environments. You got to know everything about defense, call for fire, which is mortar, airstrikes, and fucking artillery. It's just basic infantry skills. It's just that the difficulty is like on fucking 10. They just maximize the difficulty on everything by denying you sleep and denying you food. The whole thing is to try to make you quit. It's not to make you stronger or make you into a fucking Superman. It's just a nut check. They want to see if you'll quit. The only dudes that will not quit are guys that are basically fucking suicidal. They want a dude that will fall on his own sword, basically. But how do you do that and some dudes died during training. They made it fucking easier over time, though. But there were guys that were dying from hypothermia and exhaustion. It's not what it used to be. I've been hearing it now where 2 females passed it. It had to have been fucking rigged. Or it was because dudes couldn't pass it. You'd have fucking, out of 100 strong dudes, only 30 would pass it. It was just unbelievable misery.
Hugo says, what is your view on Paths of Glory? Have you seen that?
I haven't seen that one.
All right, talk some more. I gotta pee.
Yeah.
Talk more. I gotta pee.
The Deer Hunter has some memorable. Yeah, I remember liking the Deer Hunter. It had some good scenes. I don't know how accurate they were. Probably pretty accurate, maybe. But the POW scenes. One of the ones I liked that had Christopher Walken in it, though, was Dogs of War. And it was a story about a mercenary. And there's fucking some kind of accurate shit in that for the era. Where fucking Walken plays this mercenary and he gets involved with these other guys. And one of the dudes in his unit was a Frenchman who played Belloc in fucking Raiders of the Lost Ark. He's in it. And they're going to Africa to overthrow a government there and get like another guy installed. That was basically what that one was about. There were some things about it that were kind of hokey. Walken did not make a really good fucking soldier or mercenary in it in a certain way. He was kind of like odd. He was a little odd. He'd yell a lot when it really wasn't called for. But there was something kind of odd about the way he played that character where I liked it. Came off kind of being a little bit of a psycho. But I don't think it was intended. I think it was just that Walken really was... You know how Walken is. Walken's fucking silly, man. But I liked Dogs of War. That was pretty cool.
I liked that as well.
Yeah, it was an odd flick.
I haven't seen The Deer Hunter in a long time. You know what? I don't think we didn't review The Deer Hunter, did we?
No, I haven't seen it in a long time.
I wouldn't mind seeing that again. I really like that movie, actually.
Yeah.
But it's been a while since I've seen it. Been a while. All right. It's almost 11.
Yeah, it's almost time. I'm getting hungry.
Yeah, me too, kind of.
Yeah.
Me too, kind of. All right. So I guess we're going to wrap it up for the evening. Oh, he's taking the wig off.
Yeah, I'm going bald again.
Oh, no. I got so used to you, like, having the hair on. Now
You
it's
just
like...
want me to have that hair on and jump in bed with you.
No, I'll probably get my mouth and stuff.
You get that shit in your mouth. You get other things in your mouth.
Well, yeah. Well, you know how that goes.
Yeah.
But, oh, Danny says, where's that raccoon commercial? Where is it? It's down here somewhere. There it is.
Where is that raccoon?
There we go. That was just for you. All right, so we're gonna wrap it up for this evening, Friday night. We're gonna go have something to eat.
Get some butter chicken.
Get some butter chicken, and then we're gonna do some shit over the weekend, have a good time, whatever. So we'll be back Monday evening doing a movie review. I don't know what movie it's gonna be because we haven't watched it yet, but you'll find out when we do. So that should be fun. But thank you everybody for coming and hanging out with us this Friday evening. Thanks for your super chats and all of that. We will see you guys again on Monday night. Good